just can't exercise their individual liberties by turning the dial.
They have a problem with that.
They've got a serious problem. One of them, of course, being John B. Thompson, attorney, who likes to call himself Jack, Jack of all trades.
Jack dash.
Don't say it.
I'm not, but
Don't
I'm thinking it. I can think it.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Oh, boy. We've got a lot of great lines for Jack. And, of course, when somebody sends me a copy, as I received this morning, of a long, and this guy's an attorney. Oh, boy. How'd you like to be on trial for your life? And all of a sudden, this guy in the middle of the courtroom would start doing a pirouette in front of the judge and get his crayons out. I mean, look at the attached personal note that I've got. It looks like a little kid got Crayolas out or something. The Monitor is out there.
Obviously a very busy attorney.
No question about it. He's obviously got very busy practice and a very successful one. But getting back to yesterday, and of course, if you've been out of town or if you've been listening to, what would they have been listening to? Bill McQuigg.
Out of town.
No, if they've been listening to Bill McQuigg, they know about it because he did
true.
a whole couple of hours with Dr. Hoofenmouth Jr.
A lot of people are on vacation this time
Exactly.
of year and been gone.
And if you're just coming in this morning and wondering what it is that we're talking about, well, we seem to have a little problem here. Just a little problem. And, of course, when you work in this market, or in this business, I guess, but in this market especially, there are always little problems.
I've noticed.
But not just in this market. They're having a little problem up at Jacksonville at WAPE.
Oh, yeah.
With those yahoos up in Duval County.
Yeah.
And the county up there wants to monitor. Maybe they ought to get this attorney to move up to Jacksonville. It'd be a blessing for everybody.
Boy, that's the truth.
They want to monitor what's on the airwaves of their community, as if all of a sudden it reminds me of Joe Carroyo and his foreign policy in Dade County, where the city commission, not even the county commission, but the Miami City Commission, has its own foreign policy and would love to subvert the foreign policy of the United States. Of course, in some cases that might not be all bad, but in his case, who knows? And so now there are those people, individuals, who have all taken it upon themselves to be the censors for the rest of mankind because they want to protect America, and especially our youth, from the perversion and smarmy stuff that they're being exposed to every day. And may God bless them in all of their efforts, right? I love that. That's the last line in this letter to Bob Gilbertson, which we all received copies of. Even the janitorial service got a copy of this. May God bless you for your efforts. Best, John B. Thompson.
What a guy.
This is exciting. So we got a new one. We've got Dr. Hoofenmouth, and we have Jack Thompson, who sounds like I
have a feeling they know
winner.
each other, you know. Just,
I have this feeling, that there may be some connection,
head.
that they might play golf together.
Oh,
perhaps.
yeah. Yeah, very possible.
At some of those snooty clubs, that kind of stuff. I could be wrong, again, that's just a guess.
You mean some of those clubs were like...
Well, I don't want to say that. If you want to say that, that's up to you, but...
well, I was just asking if
I would watch myself very carefully because you are being monitored.
Well,
and also because you are part of the problem. You do understand that, don't you? Even though we pulled our audience here, what day was it, Wednesday or Thursday of last week?
It's like
we pulled the audience, and, you didn't do all that well.
I survived.
Well, you survived.
Skin of my teeth.
But you must remember, if we pulled the audience, probably I wouldn't do much better. Because there are a lot of people out there. In fact, I'll give you a perfect example now. A lot of you are ringing the phones, which we don't want yet, okay? We'll let you know when we're ready. We got a lot of heavy stuff to do here. Okay, all the lines are clear. Now, all those people who would like to have the news back on WINZ,
oh, yeah.
Remember those good old days?
Sure.
And it's almost a year ago now. See, in the first few months, that was amusing. But you think that almost a year later, all the people who would like the news back, just ring up those numbers, 624-9400 in Dade, 524-9400 in Broward. No, they're not all. There's still a couple of them there that are...
Can't believe it.
Yeah. See, if this would have been back in February or March, immediately...
Oh, yeah.
They would have all lit up.
So quick.
Because Sonny Rosenberg's whole family would have been on there right away. Now, they're still not all lit. There's only 5 people.
They've adjusted.
6. There they go. But that took a long time. By our standards, that was a very slow response.
No, that's true. If we had taken a poll on you, it probably would have been similar, if maybe not even worse.
Could have been worse.
Absolutely.
Could have been much worse. Maybe you can just sit here and cackle every day for 4 hours all by yourself.
No thanks.
With no inspiration.
That's okay. I'll pass.
Well, judging from what's on the back of the chair, it looks like you already did. Ooh, I don't think we should have said that.
Jack is upset.
He is monitoring about that excretory activity.
He just wrote something
Did I
down.
say anything about excretory activity?
Just wrote
Might have been a little
down.
egg. Now, when a bird lays an egg, that's not excretory activity.
To
That's
Jack it is.
No, it's not. It's reproductive activity.
Yeah, he doesn't understand.
Reproductive. Now, is that also something we can't talk about?
I think so.
Are you serial?
Well, judging by that letter.
Oh, yeah. No, we can't talk about anything. Anything. In fact, maybe we ought to call up Jack and find out what we can talk about. We can bless the Pope, I guess. And we can talk about the sins of homosexuality. I guess if we talk about young ladies with big breasts, that would be good. I got an idea. What we'll do is Stan and I will swap our topics. And from time to time, I'll talk about... I don't even know who it is that he talks about. What's the one on Miami Vice, the young lady?
Sandra Santiago.
Sandra Santiago. Boy, I've heard about her until I'm green in the face.
Nice girl.
Great, good. Let's talk about her all day and about how the size of her breasts and all of that stuff. And then I shouldn't say Stan will completely switch because I have a feeling some of the things he said about you-know-who, and I will not mention Don Johnson's name.
Thank God.
Certainly come under the heading of whatever it says in this letter.
It was all a...
Oh, no.
Kinda.
Are you sure of that?
Well, now that you mention it.
So I don't think you're going to be hearing lesbian dial-a-date on this show anytime soon. Now, we are going to be doing the show remote from Club 21 tomorrow. Well, you never know who we might run into there. And if anybody took that picture out, no, there it is, still there. I think that when you-know-who comes into town tomorrow, we'll greet him with this. That might change. With this picture.
Bob Gilbertson.
Maybe we could give him a private screening of Power Tool.
Is he coming in early? I thought he was scheduled for Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Tuesday.
Boy, it's been pushed up a day.
Oh, boy. That's exciting. Don't you wish you could just kind of spin the clock ahead and it was tomorrow already?
No, it's all right.
See, we've been going along here doing just great.
I can wait.
And we've got everybody in town listening, and that's the problem. There are too many people listening to this show. And they can't handle that. They would much prefer for nobody to be listening to this, like it used to be. In those glory days.
That can be arranged.
Do we have the teletype, or did they pull that out? They don't even use that anymore, do they?
It's gone. No, they don't even use it.
Even on the news, they don't use the teletype anymore.
I miss it, too.
Yeah.
Desperately.
I was thinking we could just put it on for 4 hours today.
That way the alarms won't go off. There'll be something on the air. Yeah.
Now, I will not be here Friday. Friday, of course, is the beginning of my vacation. Has anybody made any provisions for that?
None at all.
See, we're just living dangerously, I guess is a good way to put it. Wouldn't that be a good way to describe it?
On the edge.
Right on the edge.
Yeah.
On the edge of the envelope.
I suppose I'll be here Friday. It's probably what's going to happen.
Don't forget now, you're a target.
Maybe
we don't need that cackling idiot in the background.
Well, then Bob Gilbertson will do the show.
Now, we don't need old Jimmy in there either with his ridiculous tapes. He's brought us in a lot of this smarmy material. Like that Brenda Lee tape. Shame on you. Very sexual young lady. Well, she must have been once upon a time.
Yeah, in the 50s.
Yeah, she dated a lot of jockeys, I guess. And I guess I should mention, speaking of jockeys, that I did give out Java Gold as the winner in the Traverse on this program.
Right.
And anybody who had a brain should have seen that the track, sloppy, it was a muddy track. All you had to do was take the 3 horses with the mud marks, Crypto Clearance, Java Gold, and Polish Navy, and box them. And the perfecta was $100 and some it called her, $109, I think, and the trifecta was $690. Didn't I give them the winner?
Did you have a good day?
Well, I didn't have a gigantic day, but over the weekend on balance, I won a couple of hot dogs, basically.
Right.
A few dollars, not a lot.
That's at least it's in the right direction.
Exactly.
Now, is this a coincidence that Kyle is on vacation this week, or did he pick this week specifically?
Well, I think he's probably prescient, and I think he probably knew ahead of time that this was going to be a very volatile week in all of our lives.
A week to be out of the building.
He's already, just answering the phones, he deals with enough pressure and enough trauma every day that he doesn't need to be here to, be in the middle of it. But I will say you're right here in the middle of it today, and you're to be highly commended for that. That's quite a turnaround from Friday and Saturday when you were flying around in the control room. And, of course, Saturday you were conspicuous by your absence. And it was interesting. There were several people who called on Saturday. See, ordinarily they call, get him off! Get him out of there! Saturday, when they felt that you were needed here for immoral support, you were very conspicuous by your absence.
You survived.
Well, you notice how he changes the subject. I survived many years before you ever came here. Trust me.
I don't work on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Sometimes I'm
That sounds
here.
very good to me. That sounds... if I say
sounds
that
good to
often
you?
enough, will it be true?
I don't know.
Of course, if it's up to Jack, I guess I won't work on Wednesday or Thursday or Monday or Tuesday or Friday.
Then what would he listen to? That's my question.
What would he monitor?
What would he do
What
all
would he
day?
monitor?
What would he do all day?
Well, maybe he'd monitor Mike Spindell, because if anybody we know needs monitoring. Now, I should start by saying that I thank Mike and Ira for all of their nice comments yesterday about how we're a united front here.
Good.
At WINZ.
Great.
And, of course, I'm sure that all of these people are prepared to walk the plank right behind me. Of course, me first, and after I go off the deep end and they look down there into the chilly waters.
Murky.
The murky waters of Biscayne Bay. Wouldn't it be great we could do it right behind One Herald Plaza?
Oh,
get on the front page,
perfect.
Of course, perfect.
They don't have to go far.
Dick Capon would cover that personally,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Dick Capon himself would
Sure.
cover that personally. And I could look behind me, and there would be Mike and Ira and Stan and just all kinds of people. Kyle, the bird. And as they looked down into the murky waters of Biscayne Bay and saw the Daffy would be there, of course.
Of course.
Saw those last bubbles bubbling up from Biscayne Bay. They would each begin to leap. Right? Slowly, cautiously. Taking one step forward and 3 steps backward.
Would Jack Thompson be there?
Oh, he would certainly be there.
With
no
bells
question
on.
about it. Well, I think he has bells on, period, all the time. Bells on his nose and rings on his toes.
I'm monitoring you with my crayons, Neil. I'm monitoring. Here in the Gables.
Unbelievable.
Busy man.
Where do these people come from?
That's a great question.
Exactly. Because one thing, I've been here almost a dozen years. Seems like only 20 or 30. And I've been in this town for a long time. And as each few months go by, it's the same with the callers. Like all of a sudden will crop up a whole new core of regular callers. Just after you got rid of Sam and Harvey from Kendall and Marcy and all the old chronic regulars, all of a sudden crop up a new bunch. Oh, hi, I'm the Elton and the John lady. I called you 6 times this week. Right. Thanks, but, we'll talk to you next Sukkot, son.
It's true.
It's a constant battle.
It's true.
To fend off the chronic paskudniaks, as they say, in the Vatican. And, of course, if you haven't received, we sent about all of them out. We've sent about close to 1,000 of those out already, haven't we?
In 3 days.
Holy cow. Holy Toledo.
Yeah.
And if you haven't received your I Love John Paul, George, and Ringo bumper sticker yet, well, good luck to you.
We'll send them out as long as they last.
As long as they last.
Sure.
As long as we last.
Just send us a
That
post.
could be a very good pool to take up in the office, you know. Which will run out first? The Roger Show or the bumper stickers?
I don't know which one I would bet on. I have to think about that.
Like I said, that loyal support.
Right.
All of those people standing on the plank, wimping out at the very last minute, waving goodbye as they see you hit the water.
We'll miss them.
Yeah. Turning around, walking solemnly the other way toward Denny's on Biscayne and 36.
Exactly.
For to say Kaddish, I guess, to get a minion together and to say Kaddish.
That's right.
Great. Well, thanks a lot. 22 past 10 at WINZ. I did hear briefly this morning your favorite FM morning show.
Oh.
At the home of your former employers.
Mm-hmm. They love me over
And
there.
they played that tape, and they taped it off the air. That's not somebody who sounds like me. That is me.
I told you it sounded exactly
like
me.
It is me. They taped it off the air, and they have replayed it, which is illegal.
They're still playing it.
It's illegal.
Cease and desist, Butyl. And those... That is you. I knew it sounded exactly like you. Precisely.
Shame on them. Taking a page out of the OCN and what's that other station? The Haitian station.
AVS.
Waves.
Yeah.
And taking people's material without getting their permission
illegal.
And replaying it on the air.
He's in good shape, too. It's a shame.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Can't do that.
Donald. Okay, it's 23 past 10. Let's take our first break and see if everything's still working up there, and we'll come right back.
That's just what you get, and more. Now, when you book a Pan Am holiday vacation to Rio for just the price of an airline ticket for just $660, you can enjoy a week's stay at a first-class hotel free and get extras like daily Brazilian breakfast. Like all Pan Am holiday vacations, you'll find things like gratuities, service charges, and other fees all taken care of. Simply book your vacation and go before November 12th. Some restrictions may apply, prices per person based on double occupancy. So come to Rio for a week with Pan Am holiday vacations and stay at a first-class hotel free. Now, what could be better than that? For reservations and information, call your travel agent or Pan Am Holiday Vacations at 1-800-THE-TOUR and find out why you can expect more from Pan Am Holiday Vacations.
94 News WINZ.
Well, we took her daddy's bullets and we headed for the Hollywood freeway. But we hit a lot of traffic and got stuck in a 2-hour delay. So we pulled out our pistols and we dealt with the traffic a new way. We use our guns when we're driving down the streets of L.A. When we're driving down the streets of L.A. When I drive around, I go out shooting people dead. I come back late at night with my fenders all splattered red. Shoot a Honda, yeah, blast it off of the road. If everybody had a Magnum all across L.A., they'd all be pulling their guns out on the old freeway. They'd be firing at Buicks, Fords and Chevrolets. Everybody's going crazy driving in L.A.
I always told you that Brian Wilson was a genius, but a little bit unstable, you know. A little unstable.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Making a joke out of something like that. Shame on him.
You can listen, and I have, for a half hour, 45 minutes, and
that's the way it goes. They're all out there, aren't they?
Another busy man.
Actually, we could kill from now till 2 o'clock just listing the people that we know are listening.
I know.
And would James Hummel be one of the first ones?
Or number 2.
He immediately comes to my mind.
Yeah.
No question in my mind.
there is absolutely nothing on the air except this guy is a jerk, that lady is a whatever. And
yeah, don't say it. Whatever. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I think from now on, when we get some idiot on the phone, instead of calling him a douchebag, we'll just say, you're a whatever. And then the audience, we got a very imaginative audience. They can fill in the blank in their own minds, of course. Now, what do we do first? Do we do this? I guess we do Mike Spindell first, because I know Mike is listening. He's another one on the list of certain listens, can't miss.
Another busy man.
Well, he's on a public dole. What do you expect? He's working for the county. He's up there in Broward, supposedly out there inspecting all the restaurants. And in the meantime, what is he doing? He's monitoring this show. But I do thank Mike and Ira for all their support.
Yeah.
However, I didn't hear, all I heard was a little bit going to the track yesterday.
Yeah.
But I have heard an ugly rumor that couldn't possibly be true, and I'm sure that Mike will call in immediately to straighten this out, that he has suggested that there be a rally next Sunday at this station to protest against this radio station.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Now, I think that when, 2 weeks from last Friday, when next payday comes around again, perhaps he ought to look at the signature on that paycheck, which is the signature of our general manager. You follow what I'm saying? Do I have to spell it out?
I follow it.
In other words, we don't have any problem with our management.
That's true.
management is completely supportive.
That's right. Local management is.
And we're hoping, of course, they're on work release, so we don't know from one day to the next, but seriously. What is that? Tony Lynchburg? What does that mean? Is on the phone.
Tony from Lynchburg. That must be about the...
Oh, yeah. Well, tell him to have a wonderful life. Tell him good luck to him, but not today. No way, Jose. Do you know there was a horse that called her yesterday called No Way Jose? I swear to you.
I hope you bet on him.
Last week, no, I didn't bet on him, and he's still running. No, I hit the perfecta in that race, and he was not in there.
No way.
No Way Jose. I mean, that tells you right up front. Forget it. With Marlon Suki.
Marlon. I'll be darned. Very relatable horse.
Saturday we were out there, and there were these two old guys sitting behind us. It was hysterical. And the one guy says to the other, he looks, and Marlon Suki was the jockey on one race. His name is Marland.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy says, oh, yeah, there's that Marilyn Suki. She's a good rider. See, I ought to be able to win a lot, because most of the people out there haven't got any idea what's going on. They don't know a horse. They don't know the lead pony from the 3-horse.
I know.
But it doesn't do me any good.
See, they thought they were going to Dauphin Stadium, and they got, they just...
sidetracked.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for the first quarter to start.
And they're a little confused.
Okay, now I want you to know that when John Elway comes out on that field, we don't want any of you people looking at him too closely. We don't want... No, that gets back to this, which I'll get to in a minute. We don't want to encourage any of that sexual stuff.
That's right.
Just look at his mouth. He's got a lot of teeth. If you can see through his helmet, and you see all those teeth, Elway's got like 64 teeth, which most people have 32. And that's good, because if you ever get any knocked out, football's a violent game. If you ever lose any, I think like all hockey players ought to be born with 64 teeth.
Good idea. I never thought
Never
of that.
see a hockey player with all his teeth, do you?
No.
Never.
Except Jason.
Although maybe Steve Eiserman, who plays for the Red Wings.
And Jason, the guy from Friday the 13th. I think he's got all his teeth. That's it. No one else.
And maybe who's that guy who plays for the Islanders? Gee, I can't even think of his name now. Goes to show you that I'm not in very good shape. Pat LaFontaine.
I know.
Has all of his teeth.
I'll be darned.
I've looked very carefully. And, which gets to that letter, but we'll get to that in a minute, because this rally that Mike now, has he called in yet? Has we heard from Spindell? Of course not.
He's busy.
No, he's not busy. He's probably, it hurt at this point, because we're attacking him again. And after all the nice things I said about him Friday, we like Mike. We love him.
Oh,
he's great. He's a great guy. He's got a problem. It's a 4-letter word. It's called life. He's got a little problem. And his intentions are always good, but it never quite comes out the way that he intends. It's like...
very well put.
He's got the Midas touch in reverse.
Right.
Like with the Mets. The Mets won yesterday, though, didn't they? I think the Mets won. But the Cardinals won, too, so it's a long, hot summer break.
Poor Mike.
Yeah. So we're still waiting for your call, Mike, and the show will not continue.
He should call on the bat line.
Until you reconsider. Yeah, he should call in on the bat line.
Yeah.
Call us collect.
Sure.
We don't want the state and the county to have to pay for it, do we?
That would be us.
That's right. I'm not paying for Spindell's calls.
No.
Every time he wants to back out of a bad thing. Although, of course, we shouldn't be so hasty, because all depending upon the events of the next, 24 to 48 hours, we may have a massive rally out here.
That's true.
We could have pickup trucks from Davie and Haitians and Jack Thompson and Dr. Heffernan, and all these people might be out here, along with 20 or 30,000 others.
We have no idea what this week is going to bring.
No, we really don't.
Not a clue.
Well, there's some other people who don't have any idea what this week is going to bring, but I have a clue, but we won't get into that.
Good.
But, well, listen, you always have to keep your options in life open, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You can't just let them put you out there on a limb and saw it off and drop into the Grand Canyon, never to be heard from again.
No, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Unlikely. So anyway, getting back to probably one of the hot topics on the entire program. Oh, by the way, here's that... well, I'm going to do this first and get it in before we finally accede to Jack's wishes.
Good.
Because this is the picture of the bag boy from Publix, and I don't think we had time to get into this. He's also with 2 young ladies. See, we like to keep it... I mean, it looks good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it appears to be, evidently, from the letter. But he's with 2 attractive young ladies.
Mm-hmm. that work with them.
And they're obviously out there at the beach, either that or Biscayne Bay on a choppy day.
Good
he
letter.
says, I understand that you frequent public supermarkets in search of good-looking bag boys, often with a guy named Stan in tow, hopelessly searching for women in the canned fruit section. I am a bag boy for Publix, do not have an earring, although I do wear an apron with a floral print. I will be 20 years old in October and have been hoping for months to see you waddle into my store. Waddle. How do you like that? Waddle into the store.
What a good sense of humor this guy has.
Exactly. I have even alerted the teenage checkout girls to watch for a gruffy middle-aged man buying Twinkies, Entenmann's, and moon pies in large quantity. I have also told them that should they encounter such an animal, they should button their uniforms up past their breasts and alert the manager. He is to see that the transaction is completed without a pass, and the gentleman be quickly escorted to his car. And then he tells me which one he works at, Dade County, which Publix. We love the bird.
Wow.
And think that since you've made it to the big time with a 9 share, that Mr. Hill should do your trolling for you. We believe Glenn Hill has excellent taste because anybody who likes Phoebe Cates and thought Stand By Me was a 4-star movie has latent, as in homosexual, written across his feathers. And it goes on at great length. I'm not going to read the entire thing.
That's a good letter.
It says, if I don't hear from you or see you in a few months, I'll have no choice but to try to gain employment at Winn-Dixie. After all, they are the beef people. And I'm not going to read the next line because that would be wrong. As Richard Nixon once said, that would be wrong.
Right.
And look what happened to him.
Yeah. Really.
And look at how much money we're paying to protect our former president. He's writing books and making all kinds of money.
Yeah.
Calling Ronnie every day. Do you hear them knocking again on the building?
Oh, people on the roof?
It's probably the group from Portland. They're knocking on the outside of the building trying to get in. We won't let them in the front door. And they're trying to come in through the escape hatch in the roof.
That's probably
But anyway, getting back to probably the number one subject today, it is the court's business. This is Jack, of course.
Of course.
Do you hear that?
They keep
It is the
knocking.
court's business when one of your employees encourages homosexuality and uses federally proscribed profanity on the public airwaves. Well, the profanity part, we do not use profanity on the show, and we know, we know what the FCC rules are in spite of what, but the other part, I think, is something we need to come to grips with.
Promoting
homosexuality.
I think I promote heterosexuality.
Well, the verdict is still out on that. From the last letter, obviously, there are those who still have their doubts.
Disagree. Are we allowed to do that anymore?
Anybody who has a limp wing can't,
Are we allowed to promote heterosexuality on this show?
That's what I'm pointing out now. This has all got to stop. And don't you understand, if we could discourage all of this, there wouldn't be any reproductive activity we'd have to stop talking about because there would be no reproduction. No more sex. That's our new campaign.
Even if you're married.
No.
We don't want to hear about it.
No. No more sex. No, it's not that we don't want to hear about it. We want them to cut it out. Because this is really where the right-wingers are coming from. You do understand that, don't you?
Absolutely. Well,
now, I'm not mentioning any names. Some of these people do have penis envy.
Oh, I know. It's obvious.
No question about it.
Obvious.
And as a result, see, basically it comes down to everything. Taste in movies and books and radio shows. If they can't have it, they don't want anybody else to have it.
I know.
If they don't enjoy it, they don't want anybody else to enjoy it. Whatever it is.
Right.
Fill in the blank.
I know.
As in whatever, what's his name, Jimmy Hummel said before.
Yeah.
What did he say? You don't even remember the line. This one's a jerk, that one's a...
whatever.
Whatever. Exactly. Very good.
Classic line. Of
You
course
redeemed
I
yourself by remembering, because I had forgotten it, quite frankly, myself. And we certainly don't want any more of these perverted sex acts being committed by anybody in our audience.
That's
of
right.
any age.
Or anything. Married, nothing.
Correct.
Just cut it out.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Now, we do understand that WINZ is going to provide tomorrow one of our, I don't want to mention his name, but is bringing thousands of chastity belts from Portland, Maine. Seriously. With floral print.
Oh, I was going to ask what
with
color.
floral print. So if you work at Winn-Dixie, you don't have to feel left out. Or Publix.
So,
by the way, what was this bag boy's name again? Chris. Another Chris.
Another Christopher.
Isn't that incredible? Unbelievable.
Another Christopher. Well, that's going to make Linda happy. She'll like that.
Who?
Remember Linda, who was our guest one day? She loves Christopher.
I thought you said Glenda. Didn't he say Glenda?
I said Linda.
That's going to make Glenda happy. Now he's calling himself Glenda.
No, I am not.
Do you have something you want to announce to us today? Before we put the ban?
Not with Jack listening.
Oh, no. Encouraging homosexuality. So I guess no more lesbian dilatate on the Howard Stern show. Right? No more of that. And no more calls from, what's his name, from the Munsters. Grandpa.
Yeah.
No more of that.
Jack would be real happy if he lived in New York.
Yeah.
Boy, he'd be having a great
So would
time.
Howard.
Yeah. Boy, Howard would love this guy.
But this isn't New York. This is more like Coral Gables and Perrine.
Moral Gables.
Davie.
Yeah, Moral Gables. That's
What are some of the other real repressive? Miami Shores. Right?
Kinda.
Oh, yeah. Miami Shores, they have laws against every kind of thing you've ever, even governing your toilets.
Yeah, you're right. I got stopped by police in Miami Shores one time for sitting in my car. I was sitting in my car waiting on an appointment,
But
right?
what were you doing in your car? That's the
Nothing.
question.
Listening to the radio, you know,
Mhm.
and the cops stopped me and checked me out. I was,
Check you out?
Yeah, well, I was like 5 minutes early for an appointment. So I was just
Did you ever
sitting
see a
there.
bird go through a strip search? It's incredible.
It's great.
They go over every feather. It's unbelievable. Didn't
Lot of
find
fun.
any lice, did he?
No, it was
Good.
a lot of fun, actually. I enjoyed it.
The Miami Shores Lice Patrol will be right over.
But they get very nervous if they see
Yeah.
anyone there. Yeah, it's like Moral Gables.
Exactly.
I got stopped by the cops in Moral Gables one morning.
And Pompano. That's another one, the home of Dr. Hoofenmouth.
Pompano's a mess.
Very repressive.
Pompano's
Very repressive.
hopeless.
Yeah.
I lived there one time.
Did you?
Yeah, I lived there for about a year.
That
one
was the
time.
beginning of all their problems up there.
Exactly. In the
Yeah.
late 70s.
Anyway, there are a lot of rumors. So anyway, you don't have to worry, Jack. No more sex.
Heterosexual.
And of course, if there is no more sex, far be it from us to talk about it or promote it, because, you can't promote something that doesn't exist.
So that's done now, right?
Exactly.
It's over.
The power of this show. Nobody
it.
in this audience is even thinking about ever doing it again.
No. That's over. That's done. It's
Exactly.
fixed.
And when we hold up our Jeff Stryker picture, meaningless. Meaningless.
So, Jack, it's fixed.
It is. I'm looking at that. It
Done.
does nothing for me.
Nothing at all.
No. Well,
No.
maybe a little. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm sure that wasn't either, but that's another story.
We're working on it, in other words.
It looks like he's working on it, but no, don't say that now. Don't say those kind
you
of things.
said it.
Don't say those kind of things, because that's what gets them all bent out of shape. Oh, I don't think you can say that either. See, it really boils down. If you're the ones who are listening who get upset, they're the ones with the sick minds, because no matter what you say, they can take it and turn it into something. They can make something out of nothing.
That's right.
Like Stan. He does it every day for 4 hours. Only kidding, Stan. Now, Stan's probably still asleep, so.
Hopefully.
Now, he's all over all of that business. Everything's fine.
That's right. I told you that. He got over it.
Yeah, it only, Stan gets over being angry quick. It only takes about a week.
3 days. You don't believe me, but I told you. I've seen him mad before. It takes him 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's okay. Till
The
he comes-
issue here is not one nihilist provocateur. Rather, the issue is whether this community has the right to seek protection in its courts from those who would abuse a federal license to corrupt our youth and debase public discourse.
Is that what we're doing?
Debasing public discourse. Shame on
I'll
him.
be darned. I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah. Well, in his opinion.
Well, he didn't say that, though.
Well, no, it's because it's a matter of fact. When he speaks,
Yeah.
trust me, that's the law. When the judge speaks. Have you seen that show on Channel 4, The Judge?
No, I missed
mean, if
that.
you like the People's Court, you'll love the judge.
I don't like that crap.
Oh, boy. I mean, it makes the People's Court look like Gone with the Wind. I mean, that's how good this show is.
Do you know the judge's name?
And they show the judge leaving his house every day and kissing
Yeah.
his wife in a very provocative way, by the way. That's got to stop. That's got to stop now. I wouldn't even be surprised if that dirty old man is every now and then trying something, too.
Oh, no.
And all of the people who come to his court, just about all of them are there for that reason. And if we can ban that, that show will go off. Knots Landing will go off. Dallas will go off. The Carson show will go off.
Oh, David Letterman would be the
Definitely be off. The
first to go, yeah. I'm glad he's never seen
Howard
that.
Stern will be off.
Boy, if Jack ever saw Letterman, he would have
Eddie
a
Murphy will never be seen again.
hissy fit, yeah.
Buddy Hackett. Back to the deli for Buddy in the Catskills. Never see him again. The only thing he is allowed to do is eat. That's why his cheeks, by the way, have you ever noticed he's always got food in his mouth?
But
he doesn't have puffy cheeks at all.
What you're talking about, these shows are only going to be banned in Coral Gables.
No,
right?
no. In America.
Oh, really?
It's the American way. Federally proscribed material. And it couldn't come at a better time because under Ronald Reagan, of course, everything is proscribed. As opposed to circumscribed. So that's where we are today, ladies and gentlemen, and if any of this made any sense to you, well, good luck to you, because I'm just in a quandary. I haven't got any idea. I don't know whether to scream or eat a banana at this point.
I know.
I really don't.
I didn't get any of it.
Now, let me ask you something. That first break that we took seemed incredibly short, because we're only doing one more. Am I wrong? Was there something scratched out here that I don't know about? Okay, here comes a message. Boy, he's picking up just like Kyle.
The log.
Oh, well, so it's Monday. What's new about that?
Yeah, it's Monday.
Yeah.
The doctor's favorite day.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I still think that Monday and Tuesday I should be allowed to stay home. Boy, wait till Stan comes in. He's going to have a hissy fit.
I know, I saw that.
Look at that.
Woo!
Holy Toledo. Holy Peoria. Oh, my God. I hope he's got a lot of material prepared for today.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
These Mondays, boy, they're killers.
He can handle it.
Okay, let's take another break, and we might even take a few calls today.
Oh, no.
Well, I wouldn't get carried away. We don't want to overdo it. John is here to see Glenn. Do you have his tickets?
No.
Which John?
I'll go talk to him. No, they're picking him up today.
Well, which John is this?
I'll go see. The tickets will be here later today.
And I still don't know where I'm going to go. Now, this is a little bit unfair.
Right.
Because my vacation starts Friday.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know where I'm going to go because I don't know what to do with my life at this point, because every minute,
I know.
could be the last.
I know.
Every second could be the last word that I utter on this show.
I know.
I don't think you can say utter.
And that couldn't be John Thompson that's here to see me, could it?
No. Unlikely. No, it would just say Jack.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm not going up there if it's John, if it's Thompson or whatever his name is.
Maybe it's Mike Thompson. I heard him on the air
could
coming
be.
in this morning.
They sort of have the same...
He sounded real good. Boy,
Oh,
they
that's
got
been
a
on
great,
WNWS.
He was filling in for Lee Fowler, for the dearly departed Lee Fowler.
Oh,
Monday.
was he taking a poll?
I don't know. But next Monday, of course, Sandy comes back. And then all you people are all upset. The world will be at peace. Everything will be great. And we can talk about sugar cookies. And everything will be wonderful when Sandy comes back.
Boy, I miss Lee, don't you? It's just not the same without Lee.
Sure do. Okay, it's 13 till 11 at WINZ. We'll take a little break here again, and we'll come right back. Okay, 9 minutes before 11 at WINZ, and there's Hawaii. John is in the building now. Look at that. He's just all ready to take off. And, of course, if the bird gets his wings flapping fast enough, it ought to be a great trip, trust me. So here we are, all alone, abandoned by even the bird. And I don't know. What do you think, Rich? Think we ought to take some calls? Not sure. Let's not overdo it. Let's not press our luck. Mike Spindell did not call in, by the way, did he? No. Shame on him. And we're not going to, make a big deal out of it. We're going to rip him from 11 to 2. But we don't want to make him pay for his indiscretions and the errors of his ways. But I can't believe that after the simus that he started on the air here yesterday, inviting people to come out next Sunday and rally against the station, shame on you, Mike. Shame on you. Yeah, let's rack them up. Let's take some calls and see what these people want to talk about. And if our good friend Jack calls in, of course, let's put him on immediately, if not sooner. And very briefly, of course, in Dade, 624-9400, and in Broward, 524-9400. Those are the numbers. If there's anybody still left in the audience, I know it's kind of a rough situation. It's not really a lot to say, is there, boys and girls? Not much we can say that we haven't said before. But that's life in the big city. Okay, let's start in Miami. We'll get right to it. I sit here and I look at the lines, and you just want to kind of postpone it, like death, as long as possible, but sooner or later. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah.
Remember a few months ago you had R.J. Insindola on your program in Hallandale?
My favorite.
Mm-hmm. one of your favorites now. And maybe I think you should have this guy, John Thompson and Heffernan on. Well, Charles had him on the other week.
Yeah, we invited Dr. Heffernan to come on the show. He never even returned our call. No, he's not going to come on. In fact, you notice he hung up on Jeff Charles because he was getting disagreement. So he's not going to come on with anybody who's going to show him up for what he is.
And if you had, what about this guy, Jack Thompson?
No chance.
But if you had him, but I think it's possible that if you had the guy on.
For what?
Well,
for what
like
purpose?
The same reason why you had our Incendola on. The problem was over. You probably have never even heard from the guy again. So if
wait a minute. I don't have a problem. You understand? I don't have a problem. I had a problem with Incendola.
Yeah, he caused the problem.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem. Thompson's got a problem because he can't tune his radio. See, he feels he's responsible for monitoring the public airwaves for the entire community. He doesn't understand that nobody cares about his opinion. He just can't get that through his skull.
And you didn't hear that you're opposite Charles, so you didn't hear when Heffernan was on his program, right?
No.
But Charles kept asking him the same questions. Who's going to be the censor? Why don't you just turn the dial? And he kept saying, and all he said to Charles was, why don't you stop asking me that?
Yeah.
And another thing, you seem to be very upset about these guys that they're calling these sponsors and trying to take you off. But the thing is, I found out one thing. I'd like to ask you this question. I think you can answer it probably. I think it seems like you do the same thing with the Miami Herald.
No, I don't. I don't have anything to do with the sponsors at the Herald.
Not the sponsors, but...
No, when you don't buy the Herald, it's the same as tuning off a radio station, okay? There's a very big difference, okay? You don't have to listen to this program if you don't like it, and if you don't like the Herald, you don't have to buy it or subscribe to it. But as far as harassing their advertisers, I have never done that, and I never would do that, and I discourage people from doing it. You don't have any business to tell people where to advertise, and neither do I.
Right, and what did Heffernan Jr. have to say? I didn't hear him. Did he hang up too?
No, he was in the studio with Reverend Rick Patterson. You mean on Bill McQuaig's show?
Yeah, I didn't hear it yesterday.
Yeah, no, he got a Mutual Admiration Society, which of course is almost unprecedented in the history of this business of having a desperate hillbilly talk host on a desperate radio station bring somebody in who's trying to get a competing person off the air. It's unprecedented. See, when you can't compete, the only way you can win is by getting everybody else off the air. So I guess IOD feels at this point the only way they can win is to get everybody else to shut off their transmitter.
And get the worst talk shows.
And they'd still only have a 3 share. Figure that out.
McQuaig has a 3? I thought he'd have a 1-1.
No, I mean the whole station. No, Bill is still looking for his first listener.
Oh, well, do more shows. He could just do more shows on Florida Power and Light.
There you go. That'll do it.
But I heard you mention Steve Kane's rating. What did he get?
Oh, boy. Well, he hasn't, been there through a rating period, but the first month of the summer book looks pretty grim for Steve-O. He's got very minute numbers.
How's Al and Stan doing against him? Are they?
Stan is beating both of them put together by a wide margin.
Is he doing? How's Al doing?
Terrible. Even worse than Steve.
Oh, and how's Ezra Charles doing?
Invisible.
So it's only you and Stan in the whole market.
Well, no, I don't want to say that. I mean, there are other people who listen to other stations. There are not a lot of them. You can, rent a hall and save the electricity, but there are a few, And
I heard and this about this rally, Spindel's. I just came back this morning.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that. I don't really know the details. Maybe I could attend.
I didn't understand. You said he was going to have a rally at your station. I thought he'd have it on Saturday at Thompson's office or something and try to get him to stop doing what he's doing. But I don't understand why he'd have it at your station.
Well, I can't speak for you-know-who. I can't speak for him. We're still waiting for his call.
Well, I guess you'll hear it soon enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're waiting for your call, Mike. Poor Mike. He gets into more hot water, just by getting up in the morning. Miami Beach, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. I'm a first-time caller, but, however, we did call Portland on Friday. We couldn't get in to tell you. I work in an office, and all 13 of us decided that we're going to call Portland and complain.
Great.
And we called early enough, and when I called, the operator wanted to know what we were calling about. I said, well, we have a complaint. So she said, wait, I'll connect you to the corporate offices. And I was wondering, have you heard anything about how many calls they got, or?
No. A lot.
A lot, I know.
Hundreds.
Okay, keep up the good work, Neil.
Thank you.
Love you here.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Yeah, no, they got a tremendous number of calls, and of course, some of the malcontents obviously must have been calling over and over and over again because they're looking to seize upon the opportunity. And I got news for him. As I said on Thursday or Friday, I guess it was Friday, the day that all this garbage broke out, it really is a moot point, because I'm either going to be here on this station or on another one. Doesn't make any difference which one it is. And we were going along just fine, and then, of course, they struck a responsive chord with a Neanderthal in the company, and the question remains to be seen whether one Neanderthal is going to, undermine the efforts that we've been doing here for a very long time, or whether the audience is going to prevail. And I think that's really the question. Whether it's Letterman or whether it's Carson or me or Stern or anybody in broadcasting, are we doing our shows for the audience, or are we doing them to please certain individuals at corporate? And it might come as a great surprise to Jack Thompson, but I've seen Carson absolutely, and Letterman also, literally rip into the corporate headshots, big shots at NBC. Did not call them douchebags, but just short of that, okay? So, that's the way it goes. There's nothing in anybody's contract that says you have to say nice things about corporate bigwigs, especially when they're in Portland, Maine. I mean, if you live in Portland, Maine, what does that say about you to begin with, right? Okay, Mike Wolf is here. He's, you're just all over the place these days, aren't you? You're just, like the dreaded diseases.
Becoming a fixture.
Exactly. Just like
the
me.
Toilet or the sink.
Precisely, and we're going to have somebody come in and clean you up right after the news. Mike's got the headlines, world news from CBS at 11, and when we come back at 11:06, we're going to get to some of those really great calls. Well, great. That's a bat line. Would you pick that up right away and put it on? Well, just put it on one of the lines, because this is the call that we've been waiting for the whole first hour. By the way, a couple of people dropped off during the news break, which rarely happens on this show. And you know what? It hurt. It hurt. There's an open line in Dade. Are we going to have to start giving the number again? See, they've taken all the momentum. They've, blown the balloon here.
You want me to give the number?
No.
I have a lot of experience.
You never hear anything nice that I say about you. Didn't I thank him and Ira for all their support yesterday?
A couple times.
I thanked you twice.
You didn't listen to the entire show yesterday in context.
Because I was at the track. It's a matter of priorities. If I have to choose between enjoying a beautiful Sunday at Calder or listening to your show...
Obviously you're going to listen to my show.
Right.
Okay. First of all, and boy, this is very, very difficult. Everybody listening out there, this is not a protest to the management of the station. As a matter of fact, if you had listened...
Oh, wait a minute. You got to hold on a second.
Okay.
Will you hold on?
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere, are you?
Oh, no, I'm...
All right, hold on. We got a caller on a mobile phone. They always take precedence. Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, you're talking to me. I'm sorry.
I'm putting you on right away. I'm even putting you on over Mike Spindell because you're on a mobile phone and we don't want you to spend all that money.
I appreciate that, Neil. Look, what I wanted to say will be brief. Last week and the week before you were apologizing. I don't think you have to apologize to anybody. I'm just an average guy. I ride I-95. I'm making rounds between hospitals. I listen to your program because you make me feel good. I laugh. You do bits. When I'm having a bad day... One day, I got to just tell you this. One day I'm driving in Miami Shores, of all places, right? And you doing a bit on tattoos. I went crazy. You had some guy on from Fort Myers.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? And he was doing tattoos, and you said that you were going to, as a gift to her, as a prize, you were going to tattoo somebody above their Herman. When I heard that, I almost rode.
Above their Herman and McBean's.
Yeah.
And, is Neil there?
No. Yeah, of course. Who do you think you're talking to?
Okay. But that's why I like your program. When I'm having a bad day and I turn on and I listen to a shtick or a bit on the Pope or, Be True to Yeshua, I laugh. It's funny. I feel better for at least another 15 or 20 minutes. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
I don't.
Are you still there?
What an upbeat crowd.
Yeah.
That was outstanding.
Hello, Mike.
Oh, no, now listen. If you listened yesterday...
I didn't listen yesterday.
I tried to drive those people away with good, stimulating topics, like picketing the station. No, I didn't ask them to picket.
Now, wait a minute. Why are you whining, Mike?
I didn't ask people to picket the management of the station.
This isn't Jack Thompson, is it? You're whining a little bit.
Called me yesterday, by the way.
Did he?
Yep. Saying that he's monitoring me now.
Oh, boy, you're in a lot of trouble now.
I asked him, I said, when do you sleep? He said, doesn't matter, I'm monitoring you now. No, I asked people to support Neil Rogers and to oppose censorship. The philosophy being, say yes to Neil. Not to talk to the radio station or to protest against management. I would not do that. I mean, that's cutting off one's nose, in my case, which would be ample, to spite one's face. I'm not going to do that.
I did hear him, by the way, play a little bit of Doggy in the Window yesterday.
It was not queued up.
I know.
Yeah. See what you did to me?
How do you know I'm the one that didn't cue it up?
That's the little bird. My sources told me that.
No, it was the little bird that didn't cue it up.
Hi, Glenn. Will you piece this together? Did you listen to the show yesterday?
I missed it, Mike.
Okay.
No, he was the one who told me that
maybe one of the
you were...
callers, one of my...
Oh, yeah, we got calls this morning, people asking about the rally.
Yeah, and it's not to protest the station. Please, they may take me off the payroll because of what you're saying. No, of course, that's not the important thing. Free speech is the important thing.
I'm going to restrain myself.
Oh, come on. Will you please? I've taken a day off today, and I'm in my car, and I'm listening to the radio in one's car, happen to have it on AM, and I hear you saying for me to call in that I'm in all kinds of trouble.
Did I say you were in all kinds of trouble? Look at how the man is embellishing this story.
Well...
Did I say you were in all kinds of trouble?
Okay, you did.
I didn't say it. Now, it may be true, but I didn't say it.
This is the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Great.
The rest of the story is support of Neil's right and opposing the lunatic fringe, the Christian primitives out there, more or less for their ideas toward censorship, not protesting against the station. The station has been more than equitable. We had our super meeting 10 days ago, and everything was put more or less
so you only
on
thought
paper,
it,
the way it was
thought it was a
supposed to be.
super meeting
because
you got a free dinner, that's all. The only reason you thought it was a super meeting is because you got a free dinner, that's all.
Oh, come on.
Be honest.
Unbelievable. I even get shots when I call in after I've been requested to.
Why are you so sensitive? Would you please answer the question? Why are you sensitive?
I don't know. It's just something that, it's kind of like, why is Bob Lassiter so depressing?
I mean, anybody who watches Dave Johnson come out and bring in Jesse or Roscoe, why would he be sensitive? He'd be used to punishment and abuse.
Well, Jesse's going to be my guest next week, but...
Boy, I can't wait. Well, good. Better keep him in here then. Let him pitch.
Are we at least, if we put this into perspective, I am not protesting against the station. It's in support. It's say yes to Neil. Say no to censorship.
I wish somebody would say yes to Neil, but that's another
I
story.
know, that's a whole show in itself.
Which we can't discuss anymore.
Really? All right, listen, I hope I've straightened it out, so to speak.
What do you think? Should we let him off the hook?
Yeah, I think he definitely explained.
No, your heart's in the right place.
Absolutely.
As usual.
As usual.
Your heart is always in... Now, your brain, that's another story.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Okay. He's upset. You can tell he's upset.
He's upset every day.
No, he's upset with me. He thinks I'm giving him shots.
Yeah, well, where would he get that idea?
I don't know. We like Mike a lot.
Of course.
Now, there's some in the audience that, like to torment him.
I've noticed.
Because he reacts, because they know that he's sensitive and he reacts that way.
They can get to him.
Yeah. Now, we do have an open line in Dade, and boy, that hurt. I'm not sensitive, but I can't believe it. 624-9400. I don't like giving these numbers out again, boy. That's a bad omen. It's a bad omen. It's an omen of things to come.
Well, I like that he called it the lunatic fringe. I think that's a good title.
Christian primitives.
Yeah.
Now, that's a great line. That's a Mike Spindell line.
Both of those are very good. Very good
Excellent.
descriptions.
Good work, Mike.
Yeah.
He took the day off today.
To come up with those lines.
Exactly. Lighthouse Point, hello.
Good morning, Neil. Listen, I like what that mobile caller said, and it's absolutely true. You are truly a breath of fresh air, and how anybody would want a right mind at that station, I don't know. And I missed Mike's Spindell show yesterday, and for a very good reason. Last Sunday I turned on the station, and that turned me off to your station. I mean, I couldn't believe it. You hear one call after another, these old prunes getting on the air and saying, "Hello, I have a certificate with $80,000 falling due. What do I do with it?" Well, if you had that show, you tell them what to do with it. These other people tell them, and it's not the advice that I give them.
Wait a minute. Do we have Haitians calling in today? No, Stan will be on at 2 o'clock, okay? We don't talk to disgruntled Haitians on this show.
Have yourself a good one.
Thank you, sir. You believe it? The Haitians are starting already.
What could be
I understand they had a little powwow in Davie yesterday, didn't
I saw
they?
it on the news. Yeah.
And some of those good old boys came by with their pickup trucks and...
Confederate flags.
Confederate flags.
Mm-hmm. Had a good old time.
That's Stan's crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see Stan on the news. I was looking for him.
Stan likes to kind of like stay in the background, like way in the background. And just watch everybody go at it. Ooh, that's going to be good, that one on 3. But let's go to Miami first. Hello.
Hello, stop being a crybaby.
No, there she is again. Every day. Every day she's with us. How you doing, darling? How you doing, darling?
Crybaby.
I know, and you can't turn it off.
I like to hear your pinheads calling. I'm not listening to you.
I know.
Well, I'll just shut up and we'll just let the callers speak, okay?
Someday I'm going to meet you and tell you this to your face.
Good. Why, you want to come down here
You're
today?
gonna be surprised
Do you want to
that
come down here today?
I'm not what you say I am.
What do you mean what you say? What did I just say?
Fun of me, but the fact
What are you?
thing to you.
What are you?
I like you. I want you to give us a show like you used to and stop crying.
Oh, is this Mrs. Gilbertson?
Yeah.
Well, we should have got that on tape. We could have put that in the cackle box. You're having a good time. You're having a great time, and you know it. You love every minute of it.
So long.
Okay, see?
Wonderful call.
We even left her with a laugh.
Yeah.
She's having a good time.
Sure.
She just wants to get it out of her system.
That's the best call of the day.
And if
so
you
far.
hadn't had a good BM in 10, 15 years, you'd want to get it out of your system, too, desperately. I mean, you would do anything.
She'll be all right.
She'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good to hear from her.
Great. Great hearing from you, ma'am.
I love
We don't
that
need
call.
that idiot cackling in the background
Whoops.
either.
Sorry.
That's
we may
the
be
word
on the
from
listen
Portland,
line.
Maine.
Yeah, I know.
One thing when a lot of these disgruntled old prunes say it, but when a disgruntled old prune in Portland, Maine says it, you be in trouble.
Well, I'm trying to control myself, okay?
Please. Okay.
See how quiet it is
Very
in
good.
here? Yeah.
Got it under control?
Barely.
We have another caller on a mobile phone. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
On Friday at about 12:30, was that a ringer for Brian Norcross or what?
That guy was pretty good to me. He was about to give the hometown weather when we ran out of time. He was good.
I could have sworn he was Brian Norcross. You know, as he was talking to you, the name came right into my mind. I said, God, this guy must be faking it.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah?
Have you ever seen that guy and Brian Norcross together at the same time?
Oh, heck, I have.
Never seen them together.
Oh, heck, I have. They were at Calder together. I don't want to tell you what they were doing.
Well, we don't want to get into that, sir. No more of that.
Oh, that's right.
Never
Otherwise, they'll come
again.
to Portland, Maine, and do God knows what.
Never again. Just take a long look down. Just look straight down and think of what it used to be. And just remember, that's all in the distant past.
Right, well, I'll be at the rally supporting you. I'll be wearing a big white yarmulke and a cross.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, bye.
Okay, there's John Paul, one of our big fans. He loves this show, The Pope. He does. He's got a great sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you walked around with a beanie and a dress on all day, you'd have to have a sense of humor, right? Of course. Plantation, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Neil. I called you up to thank you. I called you up to really thank you. You're making me laugh today, for one thing, but
And isn't that amazing?
it's
On a
amazing.
day,
It is so wonderful. I'm on cloud 9.
really?
I always thought that Sunday was the worst day of the week because you weren't on the radio and there's nothing to do. So I took your advice and I went out to Calder.
Great.
With my last $20.
Ooh.
My last, to my name, scraping.
Yeah.
No money. I said I'm going to pick one horse.
What did you bet?
One horse. Just one horse. I'm going to plunge it on the horse to win. Like go for broke.
Yeah.
And so I bet on the horse Go Gator.
Oh, my God, with Heriberto Castillo Jr., you're the one that beat me out in that race.
Telling you what. I was like, I was so happy.
You must have had a nervous breakdown because that was a
I did. I still am.
that was almost a triple dead heat in that race.
I know. Wasn't that exciting?
And you know what I had?
What?
I had a 912 box in a perfected, and it came 4912.
4912. This
You beat
horse
me
just
out.
got up my nose. I was having a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
I won the lottery. I had no money.
Wow. And what did that horse pay? About 10 something?
20, 80.
20?
$20.
So you got $200 back?
Almost.
Oh my God.
Still have a heart failure, and I'm thanking you on my knees for it. I had
Well,
no
let's
money
not
to go
get
to the
carried
grocery
away.
store. I can go to Winn-Dixie and trot around. I can't believe it. You made my day yesterday. On
Great.
the radio or off, you made my day.
Well, congratulations.
And thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye.
How do you like that?
Boy, what a great weekend.
Yeah, I kept coming in second and third, second
Really?
and third, second and third. If I boxed 3 horses, they came in second, third, and fourth. I had a good comeback, though. I had the 3 horse in the last race, which won by about 8 million lengths, and I had to lay double in the perfecta in the 9th, and I won most of my money back. So I minimized my losings. Boy,
Great.
when you're losing your brains and all of a sudden you go home almost even for the day and ahead for the weekend, you feel like you've won $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, he says, this man has no concept.
No idea what you're talking about.
Exactly. He didn't even know what I'm talking about.
But it sounded good.
Royal Wardlaw with Octavio Aviles in the last race. Boy, he won from here to tower number 3. Just drew off in the stretch with complete authority.
Well, now that's exciting.
Ooh, this is a call from Naples. Is it Florida or Italy? Hello.
Oh, ¿cómo está? No.
Buenos dias.
No, it's Naples, Florida. Hi.
What's going on over there in Naples?
Oh, well, nothing too much. It's a lovely, beautiful day.
Yeah.
Right, you should be swimming.
Yeah. There are a lot of people in the audience think I should be swimming, like at the bottom of the pool, you know. With cement shoes.
No, I guess I'm a Christian primitive.
Wow.
Do you allow Gentiles to call your show?
Well, 1 or 2 every day.
Oh, okay. So can I be your token Gentile for?
You don't understand what a Christian primitive is.
Excuse me?
You don't understand what that slogan means. It means a right-wing fanatic, like the born-again Christians who want to censor everything.
Oh, well, I know. No, I understand the meaning of the phrase.
Oh, I see.
It was just this is the first time I heard it. No, I'm not taking offense.
No, of course. Nobody takes offense to anything on this show. If I say hello, somebody takes offense.
This is true. No, I just thought I've listened to you a couple of times because I can't often by radio I can't often get you.
Really? Well, we'll talk louder. We'll get Lee Fowler over here. You'll be able to hear him in Texas.
No, but anyway, you know what's really interesting?
What?
I moved to Florida, I guess about 22 years ago.
From where?
New York.
Oh, my God.
Born in Manhattan. Well, I mean, not 22 years ago, but I was born in Manhattan. And it's so it's interesting as heck to listen because your whole show sounds like it comes from, East 72nd Street or something.
Yeah, from civilization.
Well, now wait.
From the States.
Now wait a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong? Did I offend you?
Huh?
Did I offend the state of Florida?
No.
Okay.
No, but one of the reasons that I listen to your show is because it brings back all of the bad stuff that I remember, which is why I left New York.
Oh, that's good. This is what you call a backhanded compliment.
Well, sort of.
Like what bad stuff?
Well, I think New Yorkers, by and large.
I'm not a New Yorker, by the way.
Oh, no, well, that was one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. I was going to ask you where are you from?
From upstate New York, from Rochester, which is like 500 miles away from New York City and 1,000,000 miles away from the New York City mentality, if my New York friends will pardon that expression.
Right, I lived in New York for 23 years, and I've never went north of Yonkers.
Well, Yonkers is as far as you need to go, boy, and there's Carmine Abatello with the 3-horse winning by 6. The red man. We don't want to get into racing again, though. The whole audience will turn us off.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking.
I know that. I'm not as stupid as you think I am. Trust me. Close, but not quite.
I don't know. You brought the last caller to, she's on her knees for you, so I thought that was rather interesting.
Well, story of my life.
Anyway, this is the only radio show where you can hear the phrase corporate douchebag and Christian primitive in the same half hour.
Exactly, and in some cases we're talking about the same people.
Well, I think that there's something to be said about free speech on the radio. Although I caught your show late. I caught your show kind of late, so I'm not sure.
What do you mean like late? It only starts at 10 o'clock. We're just beginning.
Oh, well,
so if you
I know.
came in for the 3rd race and there's still 7 races left in the card.
You're crazy.
I know.
Will you be...
That's why they hired me. That's a prerequisite.
Hey, but let me ask you something. Are you really... I'm in favor. I think that I'm of the Florida State Lottery.
Who is this gentleman? Is he on work release, this gentleman up there? Nice to see you, sir. We have a whole crew of work release folks that they bring through the building every day.
Oh, what do they do?
They just bring him in here. They let him look in on the show and look around, wander around the building. Then they put him right back inside.
Oh, well, then why do they call it work release?
This is the work, ma'am. When you come in here and you're part of this show, boy, it's work. Trust me. It seems like a piece of cake, doesn't it?
Come on.
It's a very enervating experience, man, talking to all of these malcontents. They've all got their complaints.
I'm not malcontent.
I didn't say you were.
Oh.
You and I are the only normal two in the whole bunch.
Well, I'm here to tell you.
You bet.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Just ask Jack. He'll tell you.
Jack?
Jack Thompson.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my ex-husband.
Well, him, too.
Oh, well, he's definitely a malcontent.
Good. Well, I'm glad you got rid of him. What'd you do, a little cyanide?
No, I didn't get rid of him. I mean, he's still hanging around.
Figuratively speaking, right?
Anyway, what's really interesting is that your show is like a little bit of schmooze. I guess
exactly.
Is that what they say up north? I haven't been. You know what? I left New York about 22 years ago, and I've never been back. I mean, my family came down here. I got everybody down to Florida, and not. But I think that it's really important that people have a little bit of how can I say? In Miami, it's probably hard to do, but I think people ought to have a little bit of compassion.
Yeah, a little Rahmanis. That's what they say in New York.
Excuse me?
Rahmanis. That's Chinese for compassion.
Oh, it sounds like it's Yiddish.
Oh, no. We don't use Yiddish on this show.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I grew up in...
There was a very famous Jewish Chinese philosopher, though, and we quote him frequently.
Excuse me?
His name was Moishi Pupik.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As in...
He was full brother to Confucius. Well, listen, I don't want to get you all confused now because I seem to be getting you off the beaten track, and you obviously had something very important to tell us.
What, excuse me?
I said you obviously had something very important to tell us, and I don't want to get you sidetracked.
I know. Well, it's not all that important. I just thought that maybe... I think maybe that people that come down to Florida from New York... in the recent years, like the 80s and the late 70s, I think that they're screwing up the state because we're getting a little bit politically and everything else. Florida's still in the South.
Yeah, in the deep South, and the New Yorkers are not responsible for that. Most of the New Yorkers who came here are moderate to liberal, not right-wing fanatics, not Christian primitives.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't you understand?
Unless, of course, they eat the early bird, in which case some of them are Jewish primitives, but that's another story. You're not following this because you don't understand what... I mean, over there in Naples, it's like sleepy time. I mean, here it's like a bustling, hustling, Neanderthal...
Wait a minute.
No man's land.
Baby cakes. Lauderdale used to be like that, too. Come on. When I moved to Lauderdale, you didn't have to wear shoes anywhere.
Right.
I mean, as long as you had your top covered, that was it.
Exactly. And now in Lauderdale, you don't have to wear anything.
Well, I know, but that came later.
Well, listen, it's been great hearing from you. I got a break to do here, and they're getting very upset with me.
Oh, come on. Nobody gets upset with you.
No, that's true. It's great hearing from you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine.
Okay.
Don't let any of these people get you depressed.
Oh, no, it's interesting.
And please call me again, will you, please?
Bye.
Okay. 11:30 at WINZ. Neil Rogers here until 2. Stan Major will be here from 2 to 6 this afternoon. We'll hear about Stan's exploits in Albertsons over the weekend. Coral Gables, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, it's Immoral Gables.
Yeah, I forgot. Moral Gables.
I think I have it all figured out now. The Pope is actually that doctor in drag.
Shame on you, sir.
Yes, actually, well, I have something else for you here, too.
Shame on you. Oh, I like that.
Oh, I have something better than that. Wait till you hear this one.
Well, wait.
Okay.
Oh, you're playing these.
Town with a banana. Oh, a rotten deal. Found that young devil hiding in her purse. He's cold, he's hard, but he's got appeal. I hope it never happens to you. Some fruit breaks your marriage in two. My wife left town with a banana. My baby's slipping away.
Okay, that was great.
I know you like Ricky Nelson songs. I do, too. Can I play one more?
No, don't. You're playing Ricky Nelson?
Well, on this, it's a keyboard thing that I have. So
what song are you going to play?
What's that?
What song?
Lonesome Town.
Oh, I don't have that.
Let me see how I can do this one. Okay.
What are you doing, auditioning for the Bill McQueen show or what?
Just brightening up the day for the people up in Maine.
You keep this up, you'll have a weekend show on IOD within a week, I'm telling you.
Let's see how I can do it.
This guy's good. Sign him up. Gonna play the whole thing.
And so on and on and on and on.
This guy is excellent.
The Jimmy Hummel boy, he just he drops those in, man.
He
it's
always
incredible.
knows
Always
what's going
perfect,
on, yeah.
Big Hummel.
He always has a timely comment. Don't say that now, sir. He
I'm not an athlete.
He said it.
Wasn't
we
it
didn't.
somebody related to him that wrapped an electric cord around his neck just recently?
It's a lie. I am not a Nazi.
Shame on you, sir.
Oh, well.
Well, listen, that was a great performance.
Thank you. I'm the guy that called you a few days before Father's Day to wish my father a happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Have you play the Banana song?
Yeah.
Well, it so happened he was listening and he tape recorded it. And now anytime any of the relatives come in from town or anybody, he has to put that tape on. And the people just die with laughter, and I'm cringing, turning red. I'm so embarrassed.
Boy, you ought to see the mail that came in here today. We got a box full of mail that will keep us busy for about a month.
Any more striker pictures?
Just control yourself, sir. Forget about that stuff. I'm telling you, it's banned. Okay? So when
as in that Band-Aid? I don't think a Band-Aid could cover that
When
up.
you look at those pictures from now on, they will do nothing for you. Those organs on your body are strictly for elimination.
Yes.
Bloody.
Trust me.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, no more, especially in Moral Gables.
That's it.
Because somebody may be monitoring your activities.
I hope so. It'd be the best thing that's happened yet, huh?
Okay, I think it's wishful thinking, sir, but have a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay, that was a good call. What do we do with all this mail, Rasta?
I think you got a hernia. You got a hernia bringing it in here. Good Lord.
Holy Toledo.
God.
As they say in Ohio. Boy, that's all right. Thank you very much. Don't get carried away. We don't need, I may be limp-wristed, but I can handle it. Well, there's a tape.
Oh, great.
It says it's from AH. I wonder what that stands for.
KH.
There's another tape for Pope. Oh, there's Pope sticker.
Pope sticker.
These people, man, sure are pushy. You'll just pass out when you see all the tapes. And here's a box from Portland, Maine. It's ticking. Ooh, look at that. It's from Freeport in the Bahamas, man. Oh, wonderful. From the Bahamas and my good friends. Miniature liquor. Ooh, good. I'm going to start drinking that as soon as I get off the air. That's good. I don't drink, but boy, sure a good day to start, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, this is a flood of mail. Stan would be upset if he saw this, wouldn't he?
I know.
I mean, I've never seen mail like this, ever.
Mm-mm. Not since,
oh, no.
months.
Never. Even Boone in the Box never hit it like this.
Well.
Now, just think if every envelope had a $100 bill in it. Right? The hell with all these people with their problems, right? I could just go off to Calder, wait for Wednesday for post time, parlay it into $1 million. On Go Gator with Heriberto Castillo Jr. Boy, beat me out by like this much, and it was almost a triple dead heat. What a race. What a race. Pompano, hello.
Good morning, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, ma'am. How y'all doing up in Pompano?
Oh, we are doing fine. I've held on so long I've almost forgotten what I wanted to say.
I almost lost my mind.
Nervous now. What I was calling to tell you, I listen to your program every day because I'm disabled and I'm unable to work, so I don't miss a program. On yesterday, I think Mike wanted the people not to rally against the station, nothing like that, but to come out with T-shirts or signs in favor of what you are doing because you have not done anything wrong, in his opinion.
If you knew what I have in my hand, no, it's not that. If you knew what I have in my hand right now, this arrives on the day. I can't believe these showed up today. I've got a record that will make you laugh so hard you'll be on the floor, okay? Are you listening?
Yes.
I'm serious.
No kidding.
It'll cheer you up in no time.
Are we going to play it?
Oh, I'm going to play it.
Okay.
Oh.
You want me to go
All right,
card it up?
Roger.
Okay, well, you take care of yourself.
Tell the bird hello.
Okay, thanks a lot. I'll give him the bird for you.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this couldn't have arrived on a more appropriate day.
Now, that's true. This is from Louisville, right?
Oh, from Louisville, Kentucky, and it's not from Churchill Downs either. Ooh, wait a minute, it is from Churchill Downs, and it's messy as hell. This is some of the post-derby... I didn't know that they tested that. No, this is... Oh, I hope they're all in one piece. And we have 5 of these that we're going to give away, too.
That's right.
I haven't seen this in years. Do you know how long it's been? It's been 22 years since I saw this. And, of course, for some people in our audience, it's been 22 years since they saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh.
Oh, it's a big, it's like an album. Oh, my God.
They've changed the label on it a little bit. Oh, my goodness. In all its breezy manner, direct from the Windy City to you. I can't read the... No, I can't read the title of the record.
No. Jack will get very upset.
But it says, a perfect example of the zesty vulgarity of the Edwardian age. How could anyone seriously dislike an artiste who could blow out a candle from a distance of a foot, or the generation who applauded him? I can't believe that I actually have this in my hot little hand.
Mm-hmm.
Going to open it up. Is Leonard here today?
Yes.
Now we're going to have to bleep out the last word.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Trust me. Where is it?
All different cuts. But
here it is.
Just one cut.
I can't believe this. And it goes on. It's a very long... I don't know what he's going to put it on, because I don't remember how long this is.
Yeah,
it goes on for several minutes.
No time on it?
No. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You don't put time on something as valuable as this.
Oh, Michael figured it out.
Yeah.
He figured it out.
But the last word... Okay, we'll have to figure out what to do with that during the new news, but we will get it on sometime today, because it may be the last time we ever get to play it.
Once and maybe the end. Maybe the only time. So don't go away today.
Oh, no. Call everybody you know. This is going to be a momentous day. Boy, it's a good thing you know who isn't getting here till tomorrow. I'm telling you, you're going to be on the floor when you hear this.
He may be listening on the listen line, though. Never know.
Good luck to him. Okay, well, let's take another break now, because I am so excited. You have no idea about this. I've been waiting for 22 years to find this record again, and it is in a class by itself. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
And it's British. It's English, so it's very proper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there are no more spots? We did them all in one break?
Oh, the doctor will be thrilled.
We did them all in one break. Okay. Shame on you. It's all right. We can handle it. We can handle it. Wait till Stan comes in and looks at that. Boy, he's going to turn around and go home. Okay, let's take some more calls while we're figuring out what we're going to do with that. And the mail here is just unbelievable.
Would you like me to card that up for you right now?
Would you like to do it? I don't know how long it is, though. Have you got a long cart?
I can probably
8?
4.5.
No. Get serious. There's a real long... Oh, you know who would be upset? If we took that Elvis cut.
Oh, my God.
No, but that's the longest cut. But he's still got the music. He's not going to play that.
Oh, Lord.
Believe me, he won't be upset.
I'll find it 8.5.
Will you really? Okay. You know, wait a minute. You're going to have to dump or bleep the last word. The last word is one of the 7. We can't play that on the air, so I don't know how you're going to do that. You'll just have to delete it. You can listen to it first. Listen to the last.
I've got to work fast.
Okay. Here you go. It's that side where it says contest. Trust me. Okay, 18 before, and as you listen to it, because my memory, it's 22 years old. If you find anything else in there that might be objectionable, let me know, because we don't, of all times, we don't want to. The whole side. I'm telling you, it's a long thing. Kendall, hello.
Yo.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay.
Shame on you. Having a guy on the radio that's playing with his organ.
I know.
I mean, Jack would go crazy.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to fall in. I'm going to just stop sex with my wife. I'm going to take your advice.
No more, sir.
No. And as a matter of fact...
Just good memories.
In your favorite tabloid today, the Miami Herald, it says here, survey finds U.S. women having less sex.
And liking it more.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe it? Jack's doing his work already.
You bet.
I can't believe this guy.
Well, in the Sun Sentinel today, in the letters to the editor, somebody, Yves Lacaze in Fort Lauderdale, says boycotting WINZ and its advertisers is censorship, and it's a great letter in here about Dr. Hoofenmouth, and it's I'm not going to take the time to read it, but I thank Yves in Fort Lauderdale for defending free speech.
Well, I'll tell you what, you sound like Stan today giving out those numbers. What is it, Monday blues? Everybody just a little slow getting out of bed?
No, they're all there. They just, they don't know what to do. They don't know whether to scream or eat a banana.
I'd rather eat a banana and then scream. Hey, good talking to you, and I enjoy your show.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Here's an interesting card. It says, I'm familiar with Stooges, blank, I can't read that, and the term blank cold buddies, but the relationship you have with the bird defies description. That poor guy laughs at everything you say, even though you repeat yourself ad infinitum. How often can he cackle when he hears tinkle all over or douchebag? He must get some extra dough for helping you try to be funny. By the way, if they pay you more than minimum wage, you owe the company some money. Adios, your friend, Senior Ludi Crust. Isn't that cute? From Miami. Another one who's listening right now, just getting sexual excitement. Oh, shame on this. That's an old, dirty postcard. And Daffy McCallum's in it. I can't believe it. In St. Petersburg doing incestuous things with the seagulls. Unbelievable. What are we going to do with all that mail?
Got me.
Boy, I can't believe it. What the hell did we do to solicit such an incredible response? Mike Wolf may not show up for the headlines, by the way, because when he hears that record... Oh, here's some copies of some letters. Now, this is from a life insurance company in Miami. Copy of a letter from a 37-year-old man married with one child, college graduate, etc., and so on. If a few malcontents can force you to change Mr. Rogers' style, then you need to re-examine your role as owner-operator of that station. If 1,000 calls came in complaining about Mr. Rogers or the show in general, they'd be microscopic compared to those that enjoy and approve. Well, this is a good letter. I'm not reading the whole thing, but it's a beautiful letter, and I thank, what's his name? Edward, for that.
Here's a letter from Hollywood, California.
Oh, boy, I bet you I know what's in this. I bet you there's something really sub rosa in this envelope. And look at that, it's on pink stationery. No, it's not from Jeff Stryker.
Oh, sorry.
I don't even understand what this whole thing is. What is it? Bizarre. Okay, let's take the calls and forget about all this foolishness, okay? Because if we start reading the mail again, let's not forget about the foolishness. Here's a card from Key West.
Sure is.
It says, I picked up this postcard on a trip to Key West. I'm not sure what message they're trying to send, but I doubt the Chamber of Commerce would approve. Please send me the Pope stickers. And look who it's from. Look at the name.
Oh, my God,
No,
Johnny
that's
D.
not from Johnny D.
Johnny D.
Boy, isn't that interesting? Okay, but we're not going to talk about those two almost naked guys on the front of that because we're not into that stuff anymore. Boy, all these attorneys. You know, there must be 100,000 attorneys per square inch in Florida. And here's a guy who wants 2 bumper stickers.
Oh, a good attorney. There are a couple.
And he even puts in a stamped self-addressed envelope.
I told you, there are a couple of good attorneys.
How do you like that? Boy, just a mountain of mail. Although there is one open line in Dade, and it hurt. 624-9400. Let's go to... here's the guy who... what does that say about the Pope sticker? I don't understand this. See, once I get involved in this stuff, I just can't get away from it.
I know. He's distracted.
I am a self-confessed homophobe. I just don't like men, especially hairy ones. I made a conscious decision many years ago to resist any advances from the same sex. The only problem was trying to find women who would make any advances. Boy, bizarre letter. It's got a whole thing here about WJNO.
Really?
John Broward. Letter to the editor. I was shocked and sickened at radio station WJNO's commentator John Broward, who publicly on the air referred to Brooklyn District Attorney Elizabeth Holtzman as a bitch who would have been incinerated in the gas chambers in Germany were it not for the intervention of the military.
Wow.
Oh, boy, from Sam Spector in Royal Palm Beach. And it goes on.
And on.
WJNO station manager George Mills told Jewish World that WJNO does not endorse those type of statements and that John Broward is no longer with the station. This is August 21st. Is that true?
That's the first I heard of it.
Ooh, wait a minute. We got to check this out. I think he is still with the station.
Last I heard
he's doing 10 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
West Palm Beach. WJNO. This ought to be really exciting. Would that be something if, because they're changing their, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll check it out right now.
Now here's someone that sent a tape in, but it says on the envelope, Glenn Hill, keep your claws off it.
Exactly.
And since I make the tapes.
Well, I see it first. There must be something in there for me.
Right.
Okay, we're making this call. Yeah, I'm calling. Is John Broward on the air with you folks? Oh, I see. When did he leave? Over a week. Okay, thank you.
I'll be darned.
Isn't that interesting?
I'll be darned.
Isn't that interesting? John Broward no longer on the air at JNO. Boy, he lasted a long time, didn't he? Boy, they changed the lineup up there like some people, like Rick Weaver, changes his underwear.
Yeah.
Like at least once a week. Can't believe it. Boy, they're just going through people, and John Levitt up there on the weekend or whatever. Got a lot of interesting stuff in the mail here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're all sharing it with you. Lauderdale, hello.
Fuck.
Great call. We heard just the last word of the
Yeah,
last...
I didn't hear the whole word.
Yeah.
You want to try it again? No, that's it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, the 3 letters there's no problem with. Right? We didn't hear the beginning of that word, did we? No. Coral Gables, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Okay, here's something from one of your favorite movies you haven't heard from for a while. So I just wanted to pass along this little scene where I think you and the cockler would get a kick out of. Hold on.
One bowl of short border chef. With cream on. Waitress.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go to all these people who want to, be humorists over the air playing stuff in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Yo?
Yeah.
Good morning, how are you?
Okay.
Well, this is your diabetic listener in Oakland Park, and I hope you're sitting down because I tried to reach you for 2 hours Friday, but Majors came in and you got wound up, and I'm trying for an hour and a half this morning. Number one, I have good news and bad news for you right from the horse's mouth. You want the good or the bad first?
We'll take it as it comes, sir.
I'll give you the good news.
We can handle it.
Yeah, because the bad news is quite a little lengthy. There's an interview with Edmund Anson, who owns Channel 7. He's the owner of Channel 7 in town.
Right.
And in one of the business journals that I get, there is one little bit here that I think you'll find interesting. They ask him a question, and he answers, I'm not sure that it is says, do you think Miami is too self-conscious about its image? And his answer is, I am not sure that it is self-conscious. I think Miami tends to be confused about its image. Clearly, Miami has changed a lot. The Jackie Gleason days are ancient history. The strength of the Miami image is that it is an exciting, vibrant community with a lot of things going on that appeal to a lot of different people. Neil Rogers, a local talk show host, is the new Jackie Gleason. That was in the article. Now, are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Yeah. All right, but you sound like you don't believe what I'm saying.
No, I didn't hear that last part. I was otherwise...
It was about you. Did you hear about that Neil Rogers is the new Jackie Gleason of South Florida?
Who said that?
Anson, the owner of Channel 7, in this interview.
He said that?
Yeah. I almost fell off the chair when I read that. It's in an article, an interview, which says 60 Seconds with Edmund Anson.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I personally called
Guy Gannett Friday, and I had my attorney also get a hold of Mrs. Pauley. I'm an ex-attorney, so he has some contacts. I spoke to Mr. Gilbertson for 45 minutes.
Really?
That is correct. And I told him that he was violating my civil rights and also my First Amendment rights by telling me who I can listen to and what I'm not supposed to listen to. He's also violating your civil rights and your First Amendment rights. And you have a legal right to every cart that was taken out of that place.
Yeah, there was nothing that we played that's in violation of
They had
exclusivity.
no right to take it. There's nothing in your contract, supposedly, that says everything that you need to make a living. That's part of your material. Whatever you made on cart and plate, that belongs to you. And if they don't give it back to you, whether or not you stay on the station or play it again or give them permission, you still have the right and should sue them for those carts. That's number one. Number two, there is definitely a conspiracy that's been going on for months between the Archdiocese. They've been dealing with Mrs. Pauley, who was a typical puritanical mind up in New England. They don't care about ratings. They only care about pandering to the Herald, to the Archdiocese, to some Jewish and Cuban organizations that they've been getting heat from. However, he was honest enough to tell me that the calls Friday that calling into Portland are 3-1 in your favor.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you can last on the station. They may let you go. May let you out of your contract, which is the way he talked.
Oh, that's fine with me. Oh, that's what he said?
That's what he said, and I told him he's a horse's ass because, you've turned this town around. You're the only thing worth listening to or doing down here. I've been here 10 years. I used to come to Florida, I told you, 40 years ago when there was life down here. Now there's nothing here, and I plan to leave within the year with my son to go back to California or Hawaii because I can't take it anymore. Now I'm going to miss you, but you can't live on weather, Neil. Staying here only for climate, and there isn't another station if you leave. I know you can get work anywhere. And it's cool to stay in this community because even though many more support you than are detractors or are monitoring you, you've got diabetes like I have, and you're going to put yourself in an early grave, and nobody nobody cares about it down here. You're wasting yourself with a governor like Martinez and the Neanderthal attitude down here. And the fact that you're a homosexual. All these things they've been working for months behind the scenes. So don't just think it just happened in the last few weeks because of what you've been playing. Now I'm getting this from the horse's mouth up in Portland, and Mrs. Pauley. She plays Mrs. Nice Guy when she sees you and everything because she loves your show, but she wants you off the air too. Now, if you're smart, you will not take an enforced vacation on Friday because they'll do to you what they did to Bill Calder when you left town.
Well, I hate to break the news to you or to them, but I do have a contract, which I have right here on the table, as a matter of fact, and they aren't going to do anything to anybody. And if they would like me to leave, if I leave here, let me tell you one thing. If I left here on Friday, I would.
They have. Hello. They have new. It's in the voice.
He's learning. He knows not to open up
Just
your
like
mic
Kyle.
too soon. That's right.
No, they have
Let's not overdo it.
new things they made up that you did. The Pope is an A-H. An
asshole.
Yeah,
I said that.
A 17-year-old caller is advised by show hosts to show pornographic films to his sister.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that one.
They put in one or two that I said, and then they make up a lot of other stuff, like, the floor in the confessional
That one's
is like
still
the
in there.
floor in a peep show,
Yeah,
which I still think is a great line.
Yeah, I wish I had thought of that one.
Why do Cuban men wear mustaches? Because they want to look like their mothers? Oh, the one about confessionals is in here again.
Yeah, I say they left that one in. Oh, we got a letter for Taffy. Oh, this is great.
Great. Well, this is good. And, of course, the Catholic Church and the local archdiocese in a frantic full-court press just before the Holy Father gets here.
Oh, that's just a coincidence.
Yeah, just a coincidence, isn't it? Of course. Just like the last time was just a coincidence. Also want to thank a lot of people who sent me copies of letters that they sent to Guy Gannett Broadcasting. We gave the address out on Friday and Saturday.
Great.
And, of course, there are always going to be one or two clinkers in the bunch like this card. You'll be delighted. Wait till you hear who it's from. It says, "Poor Neil Rogers. Everyone is picking on him, even the owners in Maine. And Neil hasn't done anything bad, Mr. Gilbertson. Sure, he's harassed the senior citizens of Hallandale, badmouthed Kane, Radtell, Fowler, Charles Worthing, Collier, Kent, Peyton, McDermott, Cox, Witchner, Sagaki, McCallum, to name a few. Sure, he's tried to lure a few young boys from Quick Check to go to Hawaii with him, but he's queer. That's his sex satisfaction. Yes, he's made douchebag and asshole household worlds, but gosh, is everyone perfect? But Neil will persevere. He can always get a job in a glass factory blowing glass. But here's the good one. Mr. Rogers, when you go, you won't be missed. One doesn't have to know you well to know you are phony. Merely listening to you a few times is proof positive a few times.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear this now. If you weren't a shock jock a la Stern from New York, your ratings would not be what they are. However, even you should know this market's not New York, and to copy Stern is to be a mere copycat. I predicted you as your worst enemy will rue the day you adopted the sleaze. Signed, Irving Scheckman.
All right.
Irving, North Bay Village.
Great.
Let's hear it for Irving, who can't shut it off. Oy vey, Irving. Unbelievable.
Great letter.
Isn't that great? You got another Tweety bird. Maybe you and this Tweety can get together and make little Tweeties together in Boca.
He lives in Boca.
Well, I'm sure that
And
you
he's
fly, you can meet in midair.
He sent me a list of other nicknames for Tweety.
Really?
Tweet. The Tweetster. I like that. The Tweetster.
That rhymes with Keister.
The Birdman. That's another good one.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I like your mail. North Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yeah.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. I'm a very strong supporter of you and your radio station and your philosophies. And when I heard that all those great songs and material were banned, it hurt.
It hurt.
It hurt. And I have a list here of 168 people who I'm representing in a petition form, but you don't have the list in front of you, obviously. And conclusion I've come to is that there's a piece of this puzzle missing, whereas you have the 9 or 10 share of the audience, 80 or 100,000 people who really enjoy your program and aren't offended, in fact enjoy everything you say, and you have a handful of Neanderthal malcontents. But when these calls come into corporate headquarters or your station manager or whoever is making these decisions to ban programming, everything sounds like a crank call. So the piece of the puzzle that's missing is the sponsors. They are the money people. Now you take a sponsor, I don't know how many you have, maybe it's a dozen or 2 dozen, and you and Stan and the other people, they are supporting, they are advertising on a radio station that's reaching 10% of the population. That, I have a slight background in advertising, and that is an unbelievable number, whereas the other radio stations, they're just throwing away their money on 1 or 2%. So these are the people that should be putting the pressure on your corporate headquarters in Portland, Maine, and your station manager and programming directors.
Now, wait a minute. The station manager... Wait a minute, sir. Sir, hold it.
Yes.
The station manager and the program director, we don't have a problem with those people. It is not a local problem. In other words, we have people here who are paid to operate and program and manage the station. And even though, we've had a couple of disagreements, which is always going to happen... But, the problem is with basically, as I understand it, one individual in corporate headquarters at Portland, Maine, who basically, also as I understand it, he didn't sign my contract, he didn't hire me, I don't work for him, and I have nothing to do with him.
I know what you're saying, Neil, but put yourself in his shoes for a minute. He sits up there in Portland, Maine, he's head of some big corporation, God knows how many companies he controls. He gets a call from, this guy Jack Thompson or the Archdiocese or whatever, and admittedly we think that they're crazy, but they are, I guess, somewhat well-spoken. And they talk to him and they tell him this, and him being up in Portland, Maine, not listening to the station, not knowing that there's a lot of young people down here that really love your station, and you've brought life back to listening to radio, and he has to take that call and he has to act on it. I mean, any president or CEO of a large corporation is going to defend the corporation from any hint of scandal. And this guy is turning up scandalous accusations and whatever else that they do. But I think that the only sobering effect has to come from the sponsors. The sponsors are other corporations, and they pump a lot of money into your station. They pay everybody's salary there. They supply all the perks and everything else that goes along with a successful operation. And your operation is incredibly successful. So if they would make these calls to Portland, Maine, you will see that all your cards will come back, and you'll get a raise, and everything will be great. But the people in Maine have to know that the sponsors are behind you, too.
Yeah, okay, well, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Okay, got some open lines in Dade now, 624-9400. And we have some incredible cheesecake that just arrived, okay? Can't believe it. No calories, of course, right? No calories. From Cheesecake, etc. You better write that in Pembroke Pines. Better write that on the log, Rich. Cheesecake, etc. in Pembroke Pines. And if the bird ever gets through mangling the boxes here, look at that. What are those? Oh, moose. That looks like Bullwinkle moose, that one right there. Thank you very much. This looks great, and I know we're going to enjoy it. And I know somebody, of course, not to mention any names, will be inhaling it like it's... oh, this whole thing is edible, right?
Yes.
Wow. Unbelievable. Spoons, the whole business. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Deep Throat, hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Hi, Glenn. Don't answer. His mouth is probably full with the food, right? Yeah, I heard a laugh. I went to Calder. I cashed in on Java Gold.
Well, I gave it to you.
$8 on the two. Well, it wasn't too bad, but I lost on bet twice.
Bet twice?
I lost on that.
Shameful.
And they do it again, but it didn't. I stopped in at Brick Oven. On the way back, I made sure to tell them that I was there because of you, which I encourage all your listeners to do, because when they're spending the bucks, it's nice to know that, you know, you're the reason I went there.
Yeah.
Now, for the good stuff. I got gossip on Lee Fowler, and I taped a call I made to Gilbertson. I don't know if it'll be good, you know, air quality. I don't know if you'll hear it.
No, you can't. We can't play it on. We can't play it on the air.
What's that?
We can't play it on the air.
Well, it's a satire tape. It's not real.
Okay.
Okay. Can that be played?
If I can understand it.
Satire. Well, let me tell you about Lee Fowler first. The gossip, since Glenn hasn't been doing his job giving you any gossip, I figured I have to take up the slack. The latest thing I heard on Lee Fowler was trying to make ends meet. He's moonlighting now as a porno star. And as original as Lee is, he's stolen the title from the Jeff Stryker movie Bigger Than Life. He's calling it Smaller Than Snooze. And he's even got Jeff Stryker to appear on the scene with him. And, you know, Lee, old habits hard to break. The guy's been on the radio 1 week. Here he is once again with Jeff Stryker. And you guessed it, he's taking a poll from the big guy. Now, if you want to hear the tape, I don't know how well this will be. Oh, my battery just fell out here. Hang on. You ready for
Having
this?
all kinds of problems today, isn't he? Go ahead.
So that contest, is it the blooper tape you have? I don't remember there being any bad words on that.
No, it's not a blooper tape.
It wasn't the contest. I think I know which one you're talking about.
The Great Crepitation Contest.
Right. And I don't think there's any bad words in that, if I remember. I heard it about 20 years ago, and I think there's no bad words on it.
It's great. It's great. It's just going to take me a long time. It's too long to put on a cart.
Okay, here it. See if you can hear it. If not, just cut me off, and I'll give you the gist of it.
Okay, wait a minute. This is great, but let's not overdo it, okay? I can only eat so much here, and...
You don't want to hear this?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay. I'm listening. Let's get with it.
Here we go. Is that all right?
Canon Broadcasting. Yes, may I talk with Bob Gilbertson, please? Hold, please. Bob Gilbertson speaking. May I help you? Yes, Mr. Gilbertson, this is Deep Throat calling. Linda, I told you never to call me at the office. No, not her. This is Deep Throat, one of Neil Rogers' listeners down in Miami. I'm calling to tell you that Neil is doing a great job down here, and this is just my call to give him support. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Throat. Your comments will be noted. By the way, while I have you on the phone, how did Glenn Hill get hired down there anyway? Just lucky, I guess. Well, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Gilbertson. And one more thing before I go. Could you please promise to do your best to keep Neil Rogers on the air? Absolutely, I will not do that. Have a good day.
That's
Very
about
good.
The gist of it, Neil.
Yeah, on a scale of 8, good effort.
Cheap recorder, what can I say?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, bye.
Boy, this cheesecake, really delicious. And don't worry, I'm not going to overdo it. Just a little taste. And then I'm sure that you-know-who will devour all the rest of it. Nobody in the building get to touch any of it. Day 26 past noon at WINZ. Big Pine Key, hello.
Hey, what's going on, Neil?
What's going on in Big Pine Key, sir?
Not a you-know-what thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to call and tell you that you did not say that joke about where the Cuban men all have mustaches. That's my line.
Yeah, a caller said that, and you're the one.
I'm the one, and I just want those people to know, hey, man, I'm Catholic and altar boy, and I was molested by a priest.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what the heck? The Pope's probably, there too. But I just had to call and tell them that that's plagiarism. They stole my joke.
Well, it figures, Of course, I'm stealing that one line about the confessional and the peep show, so.
Yeah, well, hey, God, I just wanted to call and let you know, keep going, man. We lose you, I'm moving out of Miami.
Well, let me tell you one thing. If, whatever day it is, if it happens and I'm not on this station, you can be sure the next day I'll be somewhere else.
Yeah, I hope it's in South Florida.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye.
How do you like that? They're plagiarizing that guy's material. Shame on you, Dr. Hoofenmouth. Hollywood, hello. Hollywood.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
Okay.
I thought you had trouble with Mr. Spindle. Mr. Spindle? Is that the way you say it?
Be nice now. Come on. He's very sensitive, sir.
So at any rate, I called Portland. You think you got trouble? I called up and I said, let me have the Big Kahuna. And a guy came on the phone and said, there's no discussion of not a crook. At any rate, I called you because I never listened to your show. And before you were talking to a lady and you got her very confused between Chinese and Yiddish. She said she was from Manhattan, and you were giving her a little Yiddish, and she said Chinese or vice versa. At any rate, a friend of mine is opening a restaurant, and he's going to solve the entire situation. His name will never come out in the open, even though it's Horowitz, and he's opening a Chinese restaurant in Tamarack, and he's calling it Some Dumb Goy. Okay? You think you'd like to have a meal there?
That sounds right up my alley, sir.
Very good. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I can just think who we'd like to take there for the first meal when he comes into town tomorrow. I mean, it's not everybody who gets, a restaurant named after himself. 1229 at WINZ. Got a couple open lines in Broward now. Boy, they're just hurt. They're just hurt. Boy, this key lime pie is so good. 524-9400. Cheesecake, etc. at 324 South Flamingo Road in Pembroke Pines. That's in that little shopping center. Right? Little strip shopping center.
I don't know. But it's great.
You don't know?
That's not my neighborhood.
He's got the mic so far away from him now because he's got all this lined up. Look at this. He's got it all lined up in front of him like an assembly line.
Priorities. The mic, the food. Right? I noticed you're
going to be losing a lot of weight when I'm gone from here, I'll tell you that. All these free meals, long gone, baby. Adios.
So when you leave, the free meals leave. Is that what you're saying?
Unless Donald gets a lot of free meals.
He might.
Understand that Greg and Donald are going on a cruise together, is that right? 3 days and 2 nights?
It must be the cruise.
Wonder what the sleeping arrangements are in that cruise. Because we discourage that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No more of that.
No.
No more touching below the waist in this town.
Mm-mm.
No more even touching above the waist.
Jack Thompson will be on you guys.
He'll be monitoring on that ship.
Oh. Beautiful.
3 in the morning, there'll be a little tap on the cabin door.
I'm monitoring you, Donald.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was doing fine till a guy called, and I'm not blaming him, he was a good caller, about 11:45.
Oh, yeah.
The one who had the 45-minute conversation with Mr. Gilbertson.
Yeah.
That really bugs me.
Yeah. Yeah. That they would say something like that.
Well, not only that, but, the impression, of course, I'm getting it secondhand, and I'm a little leery of that.
That's right.
But the impression that Mrs. Hawley and, the whole corporate from top to bottom in the station. And, of course, this is a very conservative company, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you don't have their support, then what's the point in it? What is it that they wanted? They wanted a bigger audience. They wanted a younger audience. They wanted living and breathing people. They wanted to take a day part that was dead. 50,000 watts midday that was dead for years.
Yeah.
I mean, dead as a doornail. And pump life into it.
Yeah.
And then pump life back in afternoon drive with Stan. And we've done it.
And to be fair, Mark Kuhn is well aware of that and what you did. The local people are fine. The local management, they were well aware of what you did. You did what you were hired to do. Bring audience to the radio station in your time period. And you certainly accomplished that. And they were fine. Yeah. I totally support you. I'm not saying anything new, I guess. You've said all this, right? Well, we'd like to reiterate the salient points here. For the hard of hearing. For the hearing impaired, I'm going to go back to eating now.
We'll just both eat.
We'll just have eating sounds.
It's a new format. You can't offend anybody by that. Right?
Well, I don't know.
It's disgusting. They're making guttural sounds on the radio. They're eating. They're eating with their mouths full.
And you better watch it, because somebody's monitoring what you're eating. You hear that, Donald? Miami, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay.
This is Bobby.
Bobby. How you doing, Bobby?
How you doing, Glenn?
Great.
How's everything?
Well, another one of our young listeners whom we've corrupted.
Listen, how'd you like the book? Did you even look through it?
Well, we've got it.
We're not allowed to read that book
No,
anymore.
it's a little too racy for WINZ.
Yeah.
Not on the air, but did you look at it at all?
Well, I have it right here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
The Romance of Lust.
That's it. That's very, very interesting.
I want to know about the stains on the book, Bobby.
Believe it or not, those are tea stains.
They're tea stains?
Yeah, but...
Oh, yeah, like Gail Stewart was the one that was reading the book, the tea lady.
The tea lady read
And there's some lines here that are even crossed out.
Well, no, the red ones are for you to read. They're not crossed out. I was trying to highlight them, but I couldn't find them.
Oh, we thought Jack Thompson had
oh, my God.
censored the book.
He got up and lifted her on the edge of the bed, threw her back, taking her legs under his arms. Oh, and it goes on. I can't even read the rest.
Yeah, Jackal.
I don't dare read the rest because they're monitoring us.
Get like an 8-tracker and listen to that tape.
No, we're going to go to the Smithsonian Institute to find an 8-track. You got a great sense of humor, Bobby. Brings us an 8-track. Why don't you bring us an Edison cylinder?
Hey, if I can find one, no.
Do you know how they used to have wax cylinders way before either one of us were born?
No, see,
that's the stuff they play on KAT.
See, those people, the 8-track, the people who did it, they used to play at Monty Trainer's.
Really?
Yeah, and I went there one night and they were handing them out and everything, so I got one and I was listening to, I listened to it. This was like 5 years ago, and I was listening to it, and then I had it hidden away, and I all of a sudden said, maybe they have a use for it. Maybe they'll get a kick out of listening.
I notice a lot of pages in this book are dog-eared here. You know that? Why is that?
Oh, I don't know.
Just happened by accident.
Slip of the pen, I guess.
Slip of something.
Slip of something, yeah.
Boy.
You guys are right, you know that?
Well, listen, you better listen real close. Now, are you still coming in here Wednesday?
Sure.
Well, you better listen tomorrow to find out if you should come in on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
Every day could be the last one. You're laughing. I'm serious.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is Kyle on vacation?
Kyle he knew when to get out.
Oh, yeah. Well, he needed a vacation. He needs to.
Yeah.
That means you can go into master control now, Bobby.
Yeah, he's got to spend all that big raise that they give him,
You know what he said to me?
What did he say?
I asked him if I could stay there, and just watch the show, and he goes, absolutely not.
Well, that line is going around a lot,
No, but he needs to lighten up a little bit. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything, but...
You are?
Huh?
Nothing.
Kyle.
He is a nice guy. He just, takes a lot of abuse, and he responds in kind, that's all.
Yeah.
That's not personal.
But I mean, I was very, very impressed with everything I saw there last Wednesday.
I'll bet.
I mean, everybody was so friendly, so nice, especially, Glenn.
Yeah, look out for him. I'm telling you.
Yeah, can you believe, Bobby, that some people don't like me that have never even met me?
Yeah, I mean, see, if they just, take the time, if these old bags...
Well, some are young bags. They've never met me, never talked to me, but they hate me. Can you understand that?
Not at all. I mean, well, all the listeners out there, you guys take it from me. Glenn Hill is the nicest guy. You just take about...
This is coming from someone who actually met me.
Who evidently got to know you real well.
I mean, if you just take the time to talk to him for 2 minutes, okay, I mean, you'll understand where he's coming from. You understand he's a caring person, and, you put away all that criticism.
Of social problems or anything else. It's just shock radio.
All right, well, I won't take any more of your time, guys.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. If you guys want to keep me on, I'll stay on.
You have anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, if you have anything to say, Bobby, that would be good, but, Now, I'm curious now, does your, how old is he, 17?
19.
19. Oh, so you're like,
I'm getting married in 2 months.
He's getting married in 2 months, so you're like a legal person.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to get permission from your family to speak to us on this show.
Oh, no.
They're not worried about we're going to corrupt your morals.
I'm already corrupted.
And your fiancée, boy, I tell you, does she know that you've been reading this book?
This was her book originally, but don't...
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Jack's going to get upset.
Now you know why he sounds so happy all the time. Well, listen, I hope you had a good time already, because after today, no more hanky-panky, Bobby.
I doubt if she's listening.
No, I don't mean that. I'm talking about just in general. We've banned any of that kind of activity.
Oh, that's right.
So you can think about it, but don't do it.
And don't think about it much.
Yeah. Think about it very briefly, like, a couple of seconds at a time.
I still got a good hand, right?
No, you can't do that either.
Not either?
Boy, this guy, he just, you just don't get the message, the massage, do you?
Jeez.
None of that.
Well, what are you supposed to do with all this?
Well, forget about it. Just take a lot of cold showers and think good, clean, pure thoughts and go see the Pope when he comes here.
How about if I'm blindfolded and I can't see?
Well, then it's okay.
Then it's okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, Glenn, I'll give you a call tomorrow night.
Great. Tomorrow night?
Or afternoon.
Tomorrow night, like at home? Listen, I think I need to have a little chat with your fiancée, Bob.
Get this guy off my back.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, she has a right to know. I mean, if there's a third party involved, I think she's got a right to know.
There's not a third party involved.
It sounds like it to me.
You're upset. Then don't get jealous.
I'm not jealous.
You sure?
Positive.
All right.
Well, maybe a little. Oh, he's a nice guy.
Very nice guy. Came by here, met us all. Interested in getting into this business. I tried to talk some sense into his head.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do it. I mean, if this week's experience hasn't taught you that this is the worst business in the world to get into, I mean, it's like turning your life over to a bunch of vultures, if you pardon that expression. God, why anybody would want to be in this business?
What is this?
I don't know, but don't put any of that. I mean, that stuff is so rich, and he's just eating it and eating it and devouring it.
Less than you did.
Oh my God! If they took my blood sugar right now, it'd be about like 4,000.
I'll go give some of this to Charlotte, who's sending out Pope stickers today for us.
Oh, thank you, Charlotte. That's very nice.
Yeah, I'll take her some goodies. I mean, something to eat.
We have a caller on a mobile phone. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
Well, I've been in broadcasting for 15 years, and listening to all this reminds me of an experience I had in Cleveland at a very highly rated radio station, and fortunately the owners there had some sense about them, but apparently what's happening here is your Mr. Gilbertson is afraid of power that isn't in his hands. In other words, a 9 rating is something he can't handle.
Yeah.
And you having the 9 rating and you being the person responsible for it, he can't handle it because he's out of control.
Yeah.
That's why he's trying to exercise control by taking cards out of the studio. I'm sure there's lots of sensible owners that would be happy to have your 9 rating.
A lot of them. You can go to the bank on it.
That's right. Like tomorrow.
Yeah, like yesterday.
So good luck to you, and I hope you stay in this market.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Okay, it's 19 before 1 at WINZ as we continue the WINZ Wake. Boy, I just can't believe that this is beyond my comprehension that this is even going on.
I know. Never expected it. Came out of the blue.
The penalty you pay for success.
Mm-hmm. Just came out of the blue.
Because it's not important in life that you succeed, but that your employees fail. Or something like that. There's that famous Chinese philosopher, some dumb goy. That was a great line. And you know what? They're going to put that in the voice. That'll be in the next ad. Some dumb goy, another anti-Gentile remark.
Yeah. It's just a joke.
Boy, they got a sense of humor, don't they? That Archbishop, what a sense of humor he's got. That's why they walk around with a dress on. Okay, 18 till 1 at WINZ. Stan Major coming along at 2. Boy, I'm just all choked up. It's either from the calls or the cheesecake. Boy, I can't believe either I'm getting older or the breaks are getting shorter. We just keep coming back here like crazy. It's 12:45 at WINZ. We have somebody at the Hollywood PO. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing?
It's West Hollywood Post Office.
It's what?
West Hollywood branch.
Oh, sorry about that.
The main office is kind of crazy. We're out here in the branch. I got your bumper sticker today.
Good.
Hey, did you guys ever think about hiring one of those planes that fly around with that saying on the back of it while the Pope's here? They can sort of like hover around him when he's saying Mass down at Tropical Park.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Or that other one that David Peel has, that Pope smokes dope, or can't you say that anymore in the air?
I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got to, tomorrow we're going to have to really get into the intricacies of whether we can say hello or goodbye or buenos dias, what it's going to be.
Oh, you know what you ought to tell them? Your show is very much like the original Saturday Night Live when it first came out, I mean, a real pioneer in this field down here. So tell them that. Saturday Night Live was controversial when it first came out, but look at it today. It's established. And your show's a lot like that.
Yeah.
The pioneer of South Florida. You're on the threshold of a new beginning in radio down here.
Well, I think we've already crossed the threshold, but now, it's time for a divorce.
Well, hopefully you'll go someplace else if they don't let you do your thing here. Hopefully somebody will let you do your thing.
Well, like I said, all you got to do is write me a check and, write a little letter and say, let's go our separate ways, and I'm all set. It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Because,
hey, by any chance, you guys ever think of having Father Guido Sarducci on while the Pope's here? He is the Vatican gossip columnist. He would be appropriate.
Something to think about.
Something to think about. Or putting one of those bumper stickers on the back of the Pope mobile. He might be a Beatles fan.
Yeah, there you go.
You never know.
Okay.
All right, take it easy.
Have a great day.
Right.
Unbelievable, some of the stuff in the mail. It's just so good. Let's go to Homestead. Hello.
Neil.
Yeah.
I was floored when I heard you got the Paul Boomer and Lord Windesmere record.
Yeah, it's got it right here.
I first got that in 1960 in all places of Memphis, Tennessee at WREC, which is a CBS affiliate up there.
Uh-huh.
Plus, I was going to send you a copy of it. I've got it stored up there with some other things. But I've got copies of Jonathan Winters doing some very interesting things which you can't get on record.
Yeah, I've got that too.
Oh, Lenny.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, Don't Stay Away Too Long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and the Kid in the Attic.
Yeah.
All right, do you have the Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin?
Yeah.
You got that. You got all that stuff.
And I've got one of Casey Kasem. I got a great tape that I could never play on the air, but it's a classic.
Right. Well, there's no need in me sending you all that stuff then.
No, I appreciate it, but I've heard it all, and I only wish we could play it on the air.
That's a shame because some of it's great.
I guess now is not a good time to be playing that on the air, right?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
But I'm glad to hear you plan on staying in the market. I first started listening to you.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to let anybody turn my life upside down. That's one of the things I've seen done to friends of mine in the business, and, one of my big complaints about this business in general is that the talent are treated like animals, like they're not even human beings at all, like they have no lives and no feelings, no ties, no nothing. And I'm not going to ever put myself in that position where they're going to just turn my whole life upside down for their own benefit because they're too stupid to understand what they've got.
Yeah, they really are. Because you're the most entertaining thing in Miami. And
well, that's the problem.
Are ridiculous. Yeah, they don't want to be entertained.
Exactly.
Miami is a dreary place, and they want to keep it that way. seems that way.
Yeah.
But stick to it. Don't give up.
Okay, thanks a lot. Next caller on a mobile phone again. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
I was out of town a couple of days, and I've been listening to you since I've been back again. And what's going on for tomorrow that you're saying they're going to come down and make some kind of decision, or what?
Well, Gilbertson's going to be here in town. He's one of the corporate head Neanderthals, and he's going to be here. We're going to have a meeting, I guess, after I get off the air, or before, whatever. And, we're going to decide what we all want to do. And if he wants to let me do my thing and leave me the hell alone, that's fine. We'll continue doing our thing, and life will go on. And if he doesn't, then, they can write me a check, and we'll come to some kind of a settlement and tear up my contract and say goodbye.
What would even bring him down here with these kind of ratings? I mean, why would he come down? Some idiot write him a letter and say, hey, there's a bad guy on the radio?
Well, he was already on his way. He was coming here for another purpose, but obviously there is a crisis that he has precipitated by his behavior, by responding to, a handful of people who wrote letters or made phone calls up there. It's an organized movement by people like this Jack Thompson and Dr. Heffernan and some of the, Catholic fanatics and other nuts who want to get me off the air. And, this is a reaction to it.
Neil, if you got a moment, would you be kind enough to give me that Portland number? I didn't get it today.
Yeah, it's area code 207-797-9330.
Well, Gilbertson should still be there. I'm sure he's...
No, he's in Oklahoma City.
Oh. Well, where should I call, do you think, to voice my opinion?
Well, I guess you can call that number. I mean, obviously there are people at the corporate headquarters. I don't really think it makes any difference how many calls he gets, because they had hundreds, if not thousands, of calls on a Friday, and probably got a lot more today, but I don't think that makes any difference. I mean, you're dealing here with a mentality, that, because obviously if they cared about what the audience wanted in the first place, this wouldn't have been started at all. Because the ratings show that we got this enormous audience, and that obviously there's a sizable number of people out there who enjoy what we're doing. So, if that were the criterion, then, it wouldn't make any difference.
That's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous.
Well, I know it's ridiculous, and I agree with you, and it's unfortunate for me to even have to come in here and go on the air under these circumstances, like doing a show under a dark cloud and wondering, what it is that I'm going to say that's going to get somebody upset and what we can do. And, of course, they haven't laid out policy. Our local management laid out company policy, and we discussed it less than 2 weeks ago, and that's what makes it even more ironic, is that we've got too many chiefs and not enough Indians and too many people making corporate decisions here.
Well, that's true in most of the big business.
Yeah.
Neil, I appreciate your time.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I've got a little complaint here. I've listened to your radio station, and you in particular, all summer. And tomorrow I have to go back to work, so I won't get to listen to you anymore. But I listened to you for the entertainment, but I got educated. That man that wrote to you about 2 weeks ago from the Bahamas that said you had nothing educational.
Oh, yeah.
I went to my local porno store, which is no longer renting videos because they're not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
There was a poster of Jeff Stryker. Now I'm educated, I know. Right.
Well, that's a good education in itself. There's no question about that.
Yeah, but darn, you ruined my whole plan. I wasn't going to have any education this summer.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of education, that's what it's all about.
Okay, well, thank you anyway, and I'll miss you.
Okay, good luck.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's go to Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Neil. This is Ginger. I am getting ready to go back to school, back to college.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to you this whole summer, and, when I got back down here, guess where I'm going? Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, boy. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But I wanted to tell you real quick, I kind of know what you're going through because my first year of school, I went to Liberty Baptist College.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Fallow School,
Yeah, then you know the mentality.
Yeah, well, I went and I was studying broadcasting there for a year, and we had a little radio station on the campus, and I got kicked off because I played Christian music that had a beat to it.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, but I don't know, I'm still a Christian and everything, but I really like your show, and it's good to see, you have an open mind and everything. I've really enjoyed it this summer, and I guess hopefully you'll be around at Christmas, and I'll be home then, and I'll listen then.
Have you ever spent any time in Nashville?
Yeah, I spent all last year there.
Oh, you were there one previous year, boy, and you didn't mind it?
Well, It was all right. I mean, it's nothing like Miami. You know, it was okay. When were you there?
I was there for 2 long months in 1 month? No, 1 month in 1980, in the fall of 80.
Oh, okay.
And boy, it was a long month. It seemed like 10 years.
Really? Why?
Just the people there are so, they're so clannish, you know, with a K, and they're so bigoted and so bizarre, and they all look like they came out of a cave. The people there don't even look the same as people in civilization.
Oh, I know, that's true. And I'm getting educated up there.
Like when you go to Kroger, you know, the women have those little wispy beards and the corncob pipes, and they look like Abe Lincoln in drag or something. You know, it's strange.
Yeah.
But I guess you get used to it.
Yeah, I got used to it after a while, but I miss the beach, you know, and I miss all, you know, there's nothing like South Florida, of course, but, you know, I'm getting educated up there. God only knows what I'll be like when I get out of there, when I go.
Well, just as long as you don't grow a beard, you'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, good luck to you, and
Thank you.
We'll be around somewhere.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Neil?
Yeah.
Hi, enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Listen, I haven't listened to your show for about a week. I heard you're getting a lot of pressure about changing your show.
Yeah.
Was that from the station or from the FCC?
No, none of it has anything to do with the FCC. We don't have any FCC problems, and that's what makes it even more ludicrous. But the corporate management is starting to tinkle all over themselves and have a nervous breakdown.
How's that so far campaign going?
Well, you know, we sent all the petitions off, and we have people in Washington working on it, and, you know, we'll see what the FCC response is. I think that they've had so much flack. You know, the best that we get from the members of Congress is that they're just, they're not doing anything. They're not going after anybody, and that they're really shying away from using that ruling because they realize that they've stepped on dangerous territory. So I think they've gotten some intimidation from it.
Oh, okay. Well, have a good day.
Thank you. North Dade, hello.
Hello, Neil. How are you doing?
Okay.
I'm only 12 years old, and I usually listen to your radio station while our parents are home.
While they are home?
Well, when they're not home.
When they're not home, you sneak on the radio.
Yeah, I usually, in the nighttime too, you know.
Do they know about it?
Yeah, sometimes they walk in and they say, oh, who are you calling? Then I just say the radio station.
Uh-huh. You don't tell them which one, though.
Well, I was going to call you about all these Haitians, right? I mean, I don't mind them, but one time I went through in a metro rail, and I went inside, and it stunk.
Yeah, okay, well, listen, you call Stan, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to talk all about Haitians with you, okay? We don't discuss Haitians on this show. Oh, boy. Where are Mommy and Daddy when we needed them, right? Okay, we have an open line in Dade, 624-9400. I don't know, it's going to take me a week just to get through the mail from today. And there's something else I guess I should say, because a caller earlier made a very good point about Bill Calder, and there are others, but, you know, people who unceremoniously, like, kind of disappear from the air in the middle of the night, and then nobody knows what happens to them, and stations have a tendency to be a little tight-lipped about giving out any information. So, because I have a lot of friends out there, and there are a lot of people in the business who listen to this show, if by any bizarre circumstance, whether it's today or a week from Sukkot or whatever, but if for any reason I should not appear on the station again, on any day, they can contact Tom Jicka at the Miami News or Linda Thornton at the Herald and leave a telephone number. I'm not talking about listeners. I'm just talking about people in the industry or people who have a personal need to get in touch with me, and I can get in touch with them that way. I just mention that. I'm not saying there's anything imminent, but it's just something I want to go on record with, because there are an awful lot of people who really get screwed badly in this business, and they just disappear in the middle of the day, and that's the end of it. You think that I'm going to put that idiot on the air, Jack Thompson? He thinks he's going to go on the air? What was that? He hung it up?
Hey, Neil. Hey, Neil. How you doing, babe? Enjoying your job?
Yeah, see, now, anybody that would listen, I mean, here's an attorney. His name is John B. Thompson. I'm glad I put him on for a couple of seconds. And this guy is a mental case, who is in the process of harassing, he's an attorney in Coral Gables, harassing this, not just this program, the entire station, and the people in Portland are such Neanderthals. Anybody that would pay attention to a guy like this has got a serious problem, and they deserve each other. Mike Wolf is here with a headline. CBS has the news at 1, and we'll come back at 1:06.
Dodgers.
And now it comes The low blow. Below the waist. Somebody sent me a clipping from this. This is from the West Kendall Gazette, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For my good friend, Ed Cohen.
Go ahead.
Bigotry pollutes the airwaves. In Perspective by Edward Cohen. I'm not going to read the first part, although it's just incredible. Some of the things he says in here, for example, he talks about OCN's tower being cut down, and he says, I'm not suggesting that sabotaging towers is the best way to get rid of these radio stations, but is there a better suggestion?
Uh-oh.
Isn't that a brilliant line?
Thank
I
God.
think maybe Ed's brain is going soft.
Luckily, no one reads that paper.
You see what I've said about this market, about people who allegedly, it's what I say the market, about the area, people who are allegedly your friend, who couldn't give a damn at all. And when they can use you and manipulate you, then they're your quote-unquote friend.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Ed Cohen was a guest on my show for, 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Covered a lot of elections together on election night.
Mm-hmm.
A good friend, I thought.
Mm-hmm. We've seen this over and over.
Yeah. And now listen to this. Toward the end of the article, those of you who are interested in the Pope bashing that is coming over the air from at least 2 talk hosts will probably be surprised to learn that in at least one case it was an issue the last time the Pope visited the United States. And then he quotes the Miami News in the editorial when they defended my right to be on the air, etc., and so on. Well, here we are again. The Pope is coming to our town, and Rogers is at it again on a different station. Only this time, instead of the serious, issue-oriented criticism of the pontiff, one gets mostly vulgar, tasteless recordings of dubious social value that demean Rogers, in my thinking, even more than the Pope. It is an extension of the new format Rogers has chosen, elementary school sexual and excretory innuendo and jokes, presumably in defiance of the FCC. Having spent many years as Rogers' guest political analyst, I can only say with regret that it's not the bleat that bothers me, it's the stupidity. End of quote. From my good friend, Ed Cohen. So you see, now that he's aware that obviously he'll never be on my show again because I don't do that kind of show anymore. It's nothing personal. We don't do those boring kinds of shows where we bring Ed to sit in here. And, I've got the greatest, had the greatest respect for him up until I read this article. I was thinking about him just the other day because of the fact that he's one of the last liberals and fighters for causes. And obviously he's not a liberal at all. And is just jumping right on the bandwagon to twist what we do on this show and doesn't have a sense of humor either. There's nothing vulgar about the Vatican rag, and there's nothing vulgar about the Pope smokes dope. And there are all different kinds of ways of making the same point. And nobody did a better job of satirizing the problems of the 60s. And in fact, all the Tom Lear stuff that we got in Iraq here still is appropriate 25 years later.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it with comedy and satire.
It's more appropriate.
You don't have to sit and bore people to death and talk in monotone for hour after hour and talk about things that people don't care about and beat them over the head because nobody's going to call and talk with you about it. That's not what it's all about. And now I'm stupid because I'm not going to continue doing what doesn't work. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Incredible.
And I guess that maybe this market the audience is obviously because they respond to it, but maybe the marketplace just isn't ready to handle the idea that when you give people what they want and you evolve, life is an evolutionary process. And so is broadcasting, and so is entertainment, and so is everything we do. It changes because people's tastes change, and people's attitudes change, and people's needs change. And all this crap about bigotry and all this other garbage, for this guy to fall into the same crap.
Incredible.
He's turned into another Art Teitelbaum, I guess. Let's blame the talk hosts, the bigots, and so on. Unbelievable. Because the truth hurts. People don't want to hear the truth.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, no, that is it.
Yeah.
And this is like the crowning blow coming from this man. But, of course, it shouldn't be any different. Howard Kleinberg's busy taking shots now. Another good friend. And, of course, Howard, I guess, would excuse it by saying that I betrayed him by betraying a confidence about his position on casino gambling. Well, how many years can you keep a confidence when a man who's the editor of a major newspaper in a city refuses to have the courage to tell the people what his position really is? But it's just astonishing to me, boy. All you got to do is become very successful and have an audience of living and breathing people who enjoy what you're doing, and right away you're a bad guy. I mean, this is blasphemy.
Oh, I know.
I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, but if Ed Cohen thinks that I would ever go back to the days when I would bring him on this show and have people calling by the jillions, get him off! Oh, it's terminal, it's boring. And he would sit here trying to get everybody excited about 400 bills that were, being discussed in Tallahassee. They don't care. They don't care about it. And I'm not commenting on whether that's right or that's wrong. I think it's sad that they don't care, but I can't change that. And this is a business. That's the sad part of it. So you see, no matter what you do, you can't win. If you do this kind of stuff and everybody's into a coma and you have nothing but 90-year-old people listening, then they say, well, gee, talk shows, nobody listens to that except a bunch of people in Cemetery Village. Nobody listens to that who makes any difference. Then if you go ahead and you do something that does get a large audience and you get living and breathing people listening to AM radio again, then all of a sudden, well, it's too controversial and the corporate are having a nervous breakdown and everybody, you can't win in this market because this is an immature Bush League town that doesn't want to grow up. Now, here's a guy like Howard Stern, okay, and this show pales into insignificance. On our wildest days, we never come close to Howard on his tamest days, okay, in terms of the language, the humor, the sexual innuendo, anything. Because contrary to what Ricky Ticky or anybody else would say, this is not shock radio. And here's a guy like that in New York. And when the FCC back in April gave the ruling out, they admitted that there were a total of like 69 letters in the file against Howard Stern, and only a handful of them came from New York. Most of them came from Philadelphia, again from a group of hysterical Catholics. But and also some of them came from that Donald Wildman who's in Tupelo, Mississippi, who's never even heard Howard Stern. And also one was from Tipper, a letter that somebody sent to Tipper Gore that she sent to the FCC, and she's over there in Memphis or Nashville somewhere in Tennessee. And in a city of 10, 15 million people, there's nobody organizing to get Howard Stern off the air.
They love him. They love him.
And those people who don't love him don't listen to him. They got a million other stations just like they do in this market.
Boy, now that's a revolutionary idea. You mean if they don't like him, they don't listen to him?
Well, I realize that's very difficult because a lot of people here have mental palsy and they can't turn the dial, like Irving Schechtman in North Bay Village.
Hi, Irving.
And like Edward Cohen down there in Kendall, who thinks that I ought to continue doing what he thinks is exciting and interesting by putting the audience into a deep sleep. That's exciting radio, Eddie. And maybe this market, the whole market, is just what 99% of what you hear on the air is. It's just mung. And maybe that's, what the marketplace can bear here. And how many days did I tell you Howard Stern would last if he were on the air here? 10 tops?
2.
Of course, it's a moot point because nobody here would put him on the air in the first place.
Nope. They know better. They know.
No, it's not that they know better. It's just that they don't have the balls to do it. That's all. Because the FCC wouldn't rule on him any differently in Miami than they do in New York or Philadelphia because they're all allegedly major metropolitan areas. Alleged.
Well, we thought this was
a world-class city.
Yeah, we thought.
Where the people can't make their own decisions as to what they're going to listen to. They have to sit there like a dog baying at the moon, screaming so that the moon is going to go away. And this is intolerable, really is. Unbelievable. If Ed Cohen doesn't like what I'm doing on the air here now, he knows me personally. He knows I'm not a bigot. And he knows that I've bashed every religion under the sun equally. Right. I don't pick out any particular one. Now, the fact that Pope is coming and happens to be a Catholic, that's his problem. But to me, organized religion, and I've said it for years, is garbage, and that's my feeling about it. And I have nothing but contempt for these shysters and hucksters who rip off the public. And he knows that, and I've always said that. And
for 12 years,
isn't it interesting, by the way, we don't do those shows anymore? Because how many times can you make the same point? I've said all that has to be said.
You said that for years at night.
Yeah.
And nobody got hysterical.
Well, they got hysterical, but the point is that he didn't get hysterical.
Not like this. No.
And I wasn't a bigot.
Yeah, that word.
But now all of a sudden I'm a bigot. And of course they love to seize upon that. You know, there are a whole bunch of people now. Bigotry, this bigotry. What bigotry?
Yeah.
Because I think the Pope is a jackass? I'm entitled to that opinion. And because I think he never met a Nazi he didn't love, I'm entitled to that opinion. And I'm going to express that opinion. And if it's not on this radio station, it'll be on another one. It's just as simple as that. It's not complicated. I'm not going to miss any meals. That's why I've stored up all of this, you bet. Like a bear, you know, when he goes and hibernates in the woods, he has to store a little excess in case there may be a couple of lean days, in case hunting gets bad. Like in Winn-Dixie. And all of that humor that we've done. You know, I love this line, elementary school sexual and excretory innuendo and jokes. Excretory innuendo. What is this man talking about?
No idea. And to use the word bigotry.
I mean, here's a guy who turns out, and Ed is, you know, he's been around a few years, who turns out to be another one of the old farts. So if there's anybody else out there who writes a column like in the Homestead Journal or the Naranja Express or the Otis Daily or whatever, you know, any of these other great American publications, please, you know, get it out of your system. I mean, it's like obligatory now that everybody's got to take some shots. Which is fine. Okay, I take a lot of shots too, but I mean, when it's done by somebody who's allegedly a good friend, and I gave this man more airtime than Carter's got pills to promote all of his causes and anything and everything that he wanted. And now he turns. He turns. And this is the same guy, by the way, a few months ago, back in April, when the FCC thing was going on, wrote a column applauding my campaign and so far and so on.
Yeah.
But see, he's like Ludner over at Channel 7, Mark Ludner. He can't make up his mind.
Noticed. Wonder what happened.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's jumping on the bandwagon because it's now very popular.
Noticed, yeah.
In the print media especially, to go on the attack. Oh, it's disgusting and it's vulgar and... What? What are they talking about? Can they be specific?
Of course not. Of course not.
Is there anybody out there who writes these things who's ever gone into Winn-Dixie and looked at one of the cashiers at the checkout line? It's a joke. This is real life. This is what people think about. These are real life experiences with humor. That's all. That's all we talk about.
1987.
This is what the real world is all about.
87
We're not
style.
advocating that anybody go out and rape anybody or attack minors or that the little kids go out and, you know, make babies. You know, any of the things that are twisted and distorted and perverted and turned upside down by people who want only ultimately to silence what they don't like. And that's incredible to me. I turn that cable man, you know, channel after channel. I see all kinds of things that I can't believe are there that are, to me, I wouldn't watch them if you paid me. And I just keep punching the button. I don't sit there and call American cable and say, I want that off. I want Jimmy Swaggart off. I want Jan and Paul off my screen. I want Body by Soloflex. Well, I don't want that off my screen. I want that on the screen. John is here to see Glenn. Do you have his tickets?
No.
Well, why is he coming back now?
Cart. 2 carts. 2 carts.
What is that all about?
I gotta go see what's going on out. They're having hysterics out.
No, wait a minute. There's no need for anybody to have hysterics. If anybody has something that they want to drop off, that's another thing that's gone on here lately. This is like a circus in here. You notice? It's like a zoo. Why can't they just relax? If somebody wants to leave some stuff, fine. Leave it at the desk. We'll take care of it. We have other things going on. I know that's a surprise to some people.
It sure
we
is.
do have some other things going on. Not really important, you know, like whether we come to work tomorrow or, you know, little things like that.
Boy.
And they're having kittens out there.
Oh.
That's the new thing in this company. Everybody's having babies. Even the guys are having babies now.
Wait till Jack hears about this.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear he called in?
Oh, yeah, it
toward
was
the
so
end of the
nice
hour.
to hear from him.
Yeah. Now, again, the reason I put him on, and I'm delighted, his performance couldn't have been better because I had 30 seconds to fill till the news.
And he filled
I
it.
put him on, and, you know, this childish... I mean, here's a man who really needs some serious help, in my opinion. And you saw I still have this page here with the, you know, like the crayons, like a little child.
Says a lot. That page says a lot.
Yeah, exactly. From an adult, from an attorney, no less.
Yeah.
Okay? And the fact that anybody in this company is responding to people like this, some of whom belong in mental institutions,
It couldn't be clearer.
Oh yeah, that right there, and the call.
Yeah.
You put them together, and what have you got? But like about a 5-year-old child.
And they're responding to this.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That's what's incredible.
And what about all the positive calls? No, we just.
Well, just the people who send me copies of the mail. I've got a whole wastebasket full. You know, I'm not going to save it because obviously the originals went to where they should have. But dozens and dozens, and of course there's still all this. What is all that mail?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. No telling. You always find things in the Pope mail.
Unbelievable.
Pope sticker mail.
See, that's what it's all about.
I always have to hear from him. It's great.
And, you know, if Ed Cohen thinks this show is garbage, if it's stupid, fine, Eddie, don't listen to it. Listen to WLRN. Sit there. You know, life has got to be more than just being obsessed with... And that's what bugs me about some people. They're one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Broward, who got canned evidently up at J&O. You know, and it's kind of interesting, the reasons for it, too, by the way, which is nothing new to me. But why did he get canned here? Not because of me, but because he had 2 topics or 3 topics. Communist and Nicaragua and Soviet propaganda, and every day.
He's
every
still doing
single
that,
day.
isn't he?
Obsessed. One-dimensional.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to me more boring and more pathetic than one-dimensional people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't have a good laugh, boy, in the kind of world that we live in today, and especially under the, you know, like I said the other day, when you work for other people, your life isn't worth a dime. It's not worth a dime, because your entire existence is hanging at their whim. And if they get up on the wrong side of bed one day, or they get a complaint and they decide that you're a bad guy, or whatever it is, bingo, you're out on the street. Your life, right. You could be, you could be one of the street people. And that's one of the reasons that this business is so bad. And you worked for some real bad people, and so have I.
I sure
who
have.
don't have any kind of human feeling for the people who work for them, like we're just all cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And who have no interest in the fact that, you know, you're a person, you're a human being with needs and with feelings and with emotions and with bills to pay and with whatever else, with a life that you've got to plan, and with obligations and all these other things that every human being has got, every adult. And they couldn't give a damn less about that, just like what happened at IOD and the way they just mercilessly screwed over a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And NWS, and evidently, who knows, maybe now the same thing's going to happen here.
Who knows?
Exactly. The only difference being that some of us are not going to be out on the street.
True.
To say the least. To say the least. Okay, 1 at WINZ. Let's cackle on the end of that. They're everywhere, the cacklers. Maybe it's like a new illness that we don't know about. 1 at WINZ, and Stan Major's in the building, so everything's all set for another 4 hours. We're all squared away. No problems. Keep it very clean. Going to talk about Haitians today. Jamaicans and Bahamians. It's that bigotry polluting the airwaves. Look at all that cheesecake. Isn't that great? From Cheesecake, etc.
Good Lord.
And the you-know-who over here is, I think there was one whole box that disappeared. That was inhaled.
You ate more than I did.
Wrong.
Wow. Stan, he ate more than I did.
Wrong.
Have one of these. Great.
Yeah, he had about 6 or 7 of those.
I've
real good.
not had one of those.
The whole table was covered with them. There was one that was like...
We gave them to our volunteers.
Oh, yeah, right.
Charlotte and John.
There's only one thing that you'd like to give to the volunteers. Hollywood, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Is that me?
That's you.
Oh, finally. I have a question I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
Who is this Jack Thompson?
I think you had it right the first time.
Yeah, who exactly is he?
He's just a chronic pain in the neck out there, an attorney in Coral Gables.
Pain in the what?
Pain in the neck.
I would put it a little lower.
Okay, pain in the back, pain in the rump.
Pain in the ass would be more like it.
Like I said, a pain in the ass.
I'm 72 years old.
Well, so am I. I was 44 when I came to work today, but now I'm 72.
I think those records are hilarious.
Well, almost everybody does, but Jack doesn't, so therefore we can't play him.
This jackass is going to presume to say what I should listen to and what I should not listen to?
Yeah, he and Dr. Hoofenmouth, they're going to be the censors for America now. They're going to decide what we can do and what we can't do, and what we have to say to live up to our First Amendment obligations.
Well, I think they both need a...
Enema.
A straitjacket.
Yeah,
Really?
an enema. Well, maybe put him in a straitjacket first and then give him a good enema.
Wouldn't be bad either. Next, he'll be
Maybe a
knocking
coffee
on my
enema
door
from
and
Jane
wants to know
Donegan.
what I'm listening to in my house.
Right. Well, they're monitoring you, ma'am.
I wish he would. I wish he would.
Yeah.
I keep a loaded 38.
Good. Well, we'll send him right over.
I wish you would.
Okay.
Well, I hope everything turns out all right for you.
Well,
I listen every day, and I think you're great.
I'll be around. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be somewhere.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I have no doubts.
Oh, I have no doubts whatsoever. Miami, hello.
Neil?
Yes.
Hi. Don't get so upset.
No, I'm not upset. I'm very calm.
I know.
No problem at all doing, a show under these circumstances. It's great,
I know. But, I've been saying ever since this started that it was the Miami Herald and the Catholic Church that was behind this.
Well, you sure got two good components of it. No question about that.
There was a gentleman that called earlier. I was in the car running errands, and I heard him saying that he had called Portland.
Yeah.
And that they had told him that the Archdiocese was back of it. And it just made me believe that what I said.
Yeah, well, the Archdiocese can't handle the truth. That's what really bugs them when, especially now that there's so many things coming out that prove that what I've said for years is true, and they can't handle that. So they want to be able to keep conning all the people out there and pretending that they're holier than thou. And they do anything in their power to get me off the air.
I know. And, I've been thinking about this situation for a few days, and to me it is the equivalent of the PTL, the way that this county and the state and the government is spending money for one man for a 2-day visit.
Yeah.
When we have people that are hungry.
Yeah, people are starving to death every day. And here there are millions of dollars being spent so this guy can parade around and go on a PR tour. That's terrific.
Right, and I was just downtown last week, and I was parked on Flagler Street near the Cultural Center, and I was shocked at what I saw. There was people walking around with no shoes, just hungry. They looked like a good wind would blow them away. I saw one woman down there that evidently was a lost soul, and she had on a pair of men's shoes that was at least 6 sizes too big for her. And we have people like this, and I remember when the Camillus House asked for help.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't have any money in the budget.
Well, I remember when we raised about $20,000 for the Camillus House and the Salvation Army on this program, and I don't recall ever getting a letter from the Archdiocese. I did get nice letters from Brother Paul at the Camillus House and the other organizations, but I don't recall ever getting a letter from Archbishop McCarthy thanking us for the, our efforts on their behalf and for all the publicity that Mike Spinell and I gave to them. I don't recall that. I must have missed the letter.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, and I don't recall any article in The Voice either commending us for our efforts on the behalf of the needy.
No, that's true.
The only time you ever get anything written about you in The Voice is when, you tell the truth that they can't handle and they want to make you out to be a bigot.
Right. But, when we have situations like this and they have all this money to spare all of a sudden, and all the policemen, I just heard on television last night, they're going to have police every 50 feet around McCarthy's house when the Pope stays there.
Terrific.
Now, isn't that wonderful?
Well, maybe they ought to have Jack there to monitor what's going on inside.
Right. Well, I think you and I should go down in front of his office, and I recorded, the I-95 song, and we could play it over the loudspeaker. I have it, plugs into a cigarette lighter in my car, and it goes about 6 blocks.
I just discovered something. I'm looking at the letterhead of this letter that he brought in for me this morning, this Jack Thompson. And the first 3 digits of his phone exchange at his office are 666. Oh, boy. I don't want to draw any conclusions, but what does that tell you?
He probably, had a hard time getting that number.
Yeah.
Another thing, I dropped off a tape for you this morning on some programs that was on television, and I want...
Oh, yeah, thank you. I've got it right here.
I want you to please look at that tape.
Okay.
The only thing is we forgot to rewind it. But there was a program on television Saturday, and we just saw part of it, so we picked it up again Sunday. And you're mentioned there. And there's a couple of other things I think you'd be very interested in, being as how you're a terrorist, go around knocking down towers.
Oh, yeah. In my spare time, yeah.
Right.
But
well, I got some power tools, I don't know what to do with them, so I figure I might as well get some exercise,
you might just as well use them.
Sure, and as Ed Cohen says, let me quote him again. He says, I'm not suggesting that sabotaging towers is the best way to get rid of these radio stations, but is there a better suggestion? I mean, what a brilliant comment, man. It just takes a genius to write something like that.
That man died a long time ago, and he didn't know it.
Like a lot of people in this town. Brain dead.
The man is a terminal bore.
I don't know what happened to him, and here is a guy who was such a good friend, and, as soon as the day came that I wasn't going to bore the audience with his BS anymore, all of a sudden I'm a bigot.
Right. Well, let me tell you, when he came on your program, a lot of people turned it off.
Oh, trust me.
He's boring. But anyway, I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope everything works out fine, Neil.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Good day.
Okay. Hollywood, hello.
Yes, Neil.
Yes.
A strange thing happened to me this morning. I called up information in the phone company.
Yeah.
And I asked for Mr. John B. Thompson's number in Coral Gables, and Jack answered it. And I told him, I go, look, we're monitoring you. And he goes, oh, yeah? He goes, well, come on down here. The man is a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh, the man is nuttier than a fruitcake. I mean, there's no question about it.
I could tell just by talking to him on the phone.
And that's not an inflammatory statement or an attack, because he's made it clear by his behavior.
Everybody, but it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
And they can find out just by calling, Mr. John B. Thompson.
Yeah, he needs some serious help, this guy. I don't know what his story is, but he needs some serious help.
He's to get hit in the head with a stun gun or something, I don't know what's wrong with him.
I think that's what happened.
Oh, another thing. Well, I'll be there on Sunday at noon at the rally. We're going to have one. What time is Mr. Gilbertson going to be there tomorrow?
I have no idea.
Oh, will he be there during your show or something? Because, we could have there are us layabouts that, we can just show up anyway.
Oh, no, that would, you see, I appreciate your support and everybody in the audience, but what you don't understand is you're dealing with a mentality that you've probably never even encountered before. I mean...
5 years in the Army.
Don't confuse this man with the facts or with the ratings or with the audience or with reality. I mean, in his own mind and in this company's mind, they've convinced themselves of what their image is that they want to be, and that there are half a dozen misfits out there who are upset, and that's all they need to trigger them off into a, hysterical whatever it is that they're doing to justify their own paranoia.
Bob Lassiter's side there. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, just keep it up, and we all love you, and I'm going to be there Sunday at noon.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye.
North Miami Beach, hello.
Yes, I'm a family. If WINZ wants family. I'm family. However, I'm willing to start with a $1,000 donation for all our listeners whose right to hear what we want to hear. We must stop them. Let's get a good lawyer, and our freedom of listening and censorship must be stopped. We have to name the Herald, McCarthy, Thompson, these nuts up in Hollywood, their minister, the son that is a lawyer. Come on, people, let's get going. Let's get a defense fund for our right to hear what we want to listen to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Miami, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Neil?
Yeah.
You were reading from my paper just a little while ago.
What paper was that?
Oh, well, where were you reading from?
You mean the West Kendall Gazette?
Yes.
Oh. That's your paper?
That's my paper.
Well, congratulations to you, sir.
Yes, and I just want you to know that, I disagree totally with what Ed Cohen had to say in that publication.
Okay.
But I certainly...
Well, I'm not attacking the West Kendall Gazette because, it's not one of the, great publications in America, but at the same time, Ed has written positive things in the past, which he's entitled to, and he's also entitled to write this. It just comes to the fact that he and I allegedly were personal friends for many years. I mean, we didn't go out to dinner together or anything like that, but certainly, from a professional standpoint, and I think even beyond that, I thought we were good friends, and now he turns around without even contacting me or anything, and seizes upon the, timeliness, since everybody else is on the bandwagon, of labeling this program as something that it is not. And he knows better. He knows better.
My point is, it'd be just as wrong for me, because I disagree with what he wrote this week, to not put it in the paper.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been there. I'm just reacting to what he wrote.
And that yo-yo next to you, who says nobody reads the paper. We happen to think we put out a pretty good newspaper and pretty informative newspaper, and not just a rag that is.
Is that what he said?
Thrown in off a helicopter or put on a newsstand.
Did he call it a rag?
No, he didn't call it a rag.
Okay. I didn't think he said that.
No, he didn't. Anyway, the Dolphins are going to win tonight.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, everybody's getting very emotional now. You notice that? Very emotional. Let's all do that big Bob Lassiter sigh. Next caller is on a mobile phone. Hello.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
That's good. Listen, Neil, when I started listening to you, it was because of the kind of humor and your kind of humor that you brought to the airwaves. And the more I listened, the more I liked it. I liked everything that you did. I think it's time that you should get some more tinkle calls, because it's the truth. That's why we listen. And the rating showed it. And when Lee Fowler said, well, it was his first book, but let's see what happens next time. And when Alice said, I'm never going to leave the morning hour, this is my time slot. Well, what's happened all of a sudden? Everyone's gone, You're still here, and now they really want...
Wait a minute, I'm still here today.
Yeah, that's what I mean, today. And they want to pull the reins in on you, and... That's not why I listen, and I hope they're listening so they can hear me.
Yeah, well, I want to say something to you, and I really mean this as sincerely as anything I have ever said. And again, I'm getting it secondhand, but I have no reason to doubt the truthfulness of the caller, the one that called about 2 hours ago at 11:45, who talked about his 45-minute conversation with Bob Gilbertson up in Portland on Friday. And if Bob Gilbertson has taken the liberty of discussing any kind of contractual situation about tearing up the releasing me from my contract or anything along those lines, to me that is the most unethical and the lowest kind of skullduggery I can imagine. That's not the kind of thing that you discuss with people who are calling to express a point of view. I mean, people are entitled to call and say, hey, get him off the air, or we love him, or in between, whatever they want. That's fine, and he can respond within reason. But to be discussing those things with callers, to me, indicates that there's something here that's just absolutely intolerable.
Well, if that was me and they did that to me, I wouldn't stand for it. I simply wouldn't stand for it. If that's all that they think about you, it's disgusting. It just makes my stomach sick. And I'm serious, because you started this, and now everybody else is trying to do something. Alice talks about fantasy shows. The stuff I heard on that line there, you couldn't do. Do they talk about that? Little Potatoes over there talks about his fantasies, and everybody has sexual innuendos. So what? So what? It's just, it's a shame to say it. I mean it, though. I almost wish you could tear up your contract and let someone pick you up who you deserve. I just pray it's in Miami.
Okay.
Take care, Neil.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Hollywood, hello.
Hello, Neil. I've been waiting such a long time, but it's worth it.
Okay.
Look, honey, I've been listening to you for years. Too numerous to mention. And I must say that you're so knowledgeable, so informative, that I wouldn't change you for any other radio station. In fact, I've been late for many appointments because I waited till the last minute till you're finished to shut off the radio. So I hope you'll continue. That's what I'm looking forward to it. But I want to just say one thing, darling, and I hope the gentleman that's with you, I think his name is Glenn, that he won't mind not to giggle when you're talking or when a caller comes in, because that's a little nerve-wracking.
Okay.
But outside of that, everything is 100%, and I'm looking forward to listening to you again and again and again.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you, honey.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
1:45 at WINZ. We'll take our last break. We do have another one now, right? Okay, just checking, and we'll come right back. Okay, now just to condense what you just told me, the attorney who has been harassing this program and he talks about exercising his rights. There are no constitutional rights to harass, and he's been doing it on the phone, and he's, writing stuff in like this, like a little child. And the fact that he would even put this on paper, and where was the envelope with there with a crayon? I mean, the man has got serious problems, but his name is John B. Thompson, attorney at law in Coral Gables. The B as in bothersome, not to be confused with any other John or Jack Thompsons in the Gables who may be attorneys. John B. Thompson, Coral Gables. And again, as I said, if you think of the Antichrist, that should give you an idea as to the first 3 digits of his telephone number, okay? So, and I'm not encouraging anybody to call or do any, I don't want to, we're going to get the same thing we did with Valdez, that we're doing verbal terrorism. I haven't encouraged anybody to contact him in any way, shape, or form, have I? No way. Jose. Who was still running, by the way, with Marlon Suki from the 8th race at Calder yesterday. Now, are you going to be on your best behavior today? He's got like a howdy-doody grin on his face. He looked almost like John Anderson for just a second there.
I don't know.
How do you like this Ed Cohen? Can you believe this?
Good old Ed.
Can you believe this, my good pal?
I remember him. Leave my mail alone.
Yeah, now he's starting to finger through your mail.
Yeah, he can't wait,
Wait a minute, did you get a letter from Mary Lou in Hialeah? Is that who that is? Wait a minute, go back to that one there. I just saw the handwriting. Is that who it is? Of course.
Yeah, that's all.
Boy, I know believe me. I know the voices. I know the handwriting.
Here's something that says priority mail. I wonder what that
and look at there. He's got one from the Youth Center. Oh, the Yacht Center. Okay. Shame on you. Shame on you. And for those who missed the earlier part of the program, I think Mr. Thompson does have a point. All of this encouraging of homosexuality and heterosexuality and bisexuality must stop. No more sex in South Florida. And wasn't it Neil Rogers who predicted not too many years ago that would be the next thing to be banned in South Florida? Now, in 1989, we're going to work on breathing the air. That will be the next thing that'll be banned. And, of course, not a big deal in this town because most of the people are walking dead anyway. They don't need to breathe the air. Now, what is that? More dirty pictures of young ladies in lingerie? It's out. No more of that decadence and depravity.
But that's a Macy's catalog.
Well, I don't care what it is. No more of that. No more of these scantily clad ladies with their boobs hanging out.
Wow.
Next caller on a payphone. Hello.
Oh, my God. I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes.
On the payphone?
A payphone, and I called you Friday, but I was on 45 minutes, and finally you dumped me at 2 o'clock.
Sorry.
Some information is very important.
I'm sorry.
With my terrible voice.
Okay.
I sound like, Mom, what's happening? Number one, I saw the article about Ed Cohen.
Yeah.
And I responded immediately with a letter. When it comes out, I'll send you a copy.
Shame on him.
Shame on him is right. Terrible. Number two, you called John Broward, but did you find out who's replacing John Broward?
No, I didn't call her. I called JNO.
I know who's replacing John Broward.
Mike Miller.
Yeah, it was in the paper Sunday.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I thought you'd noticed it.
No, I knew Mike Miller was going there, but I thought he was going to do afternoon. I mean, John Broward's only been doing full time there, like, what, a month? I mean, he just started.
Then there's some more information. I called Maine Friday.
Oh, boy.
Now, I called twice. I called today, but please hear me out. I talk fast.
Okay.
Want to get on before you get off the air. I called Maine, and the first thing the girl says to me, is this a complaint? And I said, let me tell you something. Although Neil's callers are younger people, there are some older people that do listen and do respond and do enjoy it. Anyway, I finally got through to someone in the office who wouldn't speak to her at all. And they finally listened, took my name and number, et cetera, they would take care of it. And they're being deluged with phone calls in your favor, number one. Number two, I called the attorney this morning. John Thompson, whatever his number.
Right.
The man says to me, I have a deep voice, he says, you dyke, you get off the phone, you dyke. I swear to God.
Oh, boy.
So I got so mad I called Maine again.
Does that give you an indication of where this is coming from and people are listening to an unbalanced individual like this?
Well, let me tell you, I called Maine again. I was so mad. And I said, let me tell you something. I'm going to get in trouble. I said, I'm Mr. Thompson's nurse. I did, you can check on it. I said, he's an attorney, but he has some psychological problems. please hear me out. I said, I know he has some problems. And he's called you numerous times. She says, oh, yeah. She says, you just can't imagine how many calls and letters we've gotten. And I said, please.
Well, wait a minute. How many letters they've gotten from him?
I guess so.
Oh, boy.
I said, please take my advice and just don't respond. The more you respond, the more he's going to call and the more he's going to write.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. I hung up. I'm glad I got through to you because I had to let you know what happened.
Well, I'm glad we have to be like Inspector Clouseau here. We have to piece together all the evidence because it's a really bizarre puzzle.
I know. It's a terrible situation.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be alive.
Even though they're older, they're not old fogies. They're still young at heart.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks a lot. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hello. Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Okay. I'm one of your younger listeners who enjoys you very much. Are you familiar with Voltaire?
Yes.
He was the one who said...
I may disagree with what you say, but I'll defend to my death your right to say it.
Right.
Right.
And I agree with him. I'm a Catholic. My parents are Cuban, but I enjoy your show. I'm an American. I was born here. And I just wanted to let you know that some of us who may not agree with what you say want you to still to be on the air.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay, well, I hope you let the Archdiocese know that, too. And, I've suggested for a long time, and unfortunately there are a lot of cowards out there, but that on Sunday, when they pass the collection plate around in the Catholic churches, that a lot of people who are displeased with their attempt at censorship would put a note instead of a bill in the plate and say, when you stop censoring Neil Rogers and anybody else on the air, then we'll start, donating again.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they also do a lot of good to people.
Yeah.
So, it's just that some of these bigwigs who are in the upper echelons who've forgotten what it's like to be people, human beings, are ruining it for the rest of us.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank
you.
Hope you stay on the air.
Okay. Why are you showing me all of those dirty pictures from the Macy's catalog? Is that Macy's or is that a different one?
Macy's.
Macy's. Shame on you. He's back at it
Like
again.
the
1
shorts?
week it's the Spiegel catalog, and then it's the Sears catalog, and this week it's Macy's.
The jockey shorts.
Shameful.
That's what I wear.
Disgraceful. I think that Gilbertson is right. Enough of this depravity and sickness with people in underwear.
And priests in dresses.
I got a better one than that. I'm going to show you that I've already thrown away.
By the way, I think I'll hear confessions this afternoon.
Confessions?
Yeah.
There you go. Say Miami Beach policeman.
Really?
Yeah, which is why I'm throwing it away. I'm sure that he would be. Well, what does it say on the back?
He's a good-looking guy.
From one of your liberal fans. Yeah. Well, it's no big deal. We don't want to say what it is in the picture because somebody will get very upset again.
More calls. I like your album here.
Yeah, I'm going to, it's too long to put on cart, so I'm going to have to put it on a cassette. And it'll be interesting to see which day I choose to play that. Maybe tomorrow would be a good day. I'm not so sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow or not because we have these big corporate meetings and, it could be
I think you'll be here.
You think what?
I think you'll be here. In fact, if you would like, I will come in at 10 o'clock.
To do what?
We'll just do a two-man show tomorrow. Will that make you happy? And you get depressed, I'll just, say something that'll undepress you. You don't like that idea.
A great idea, but you can't.
I've never come in at 10 o'clock on your show. You've done my whole show with me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you owe me.
And I owe you. And I thought tomorrow would be a good day.
The nut attorney, here's a message from Richard. The nut attorney is forwarding his calls. He's put them on call forwarding to us. Is that cute? I mean, this guy really has got serious problems.
Yes, he does. And it's not the...
And, of course, what is it that we're doing about it? See, when you start using the phone to harass, which he's been doing even going back to Friday, he was doing that and calling in the office and just making a nuisance.
We'll call the phone company.
I'd like to know what this company is doing about that. I mentioned that to our general manager this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You just roll over and play dead, especially for some nutcase. You're finished. I mean, forget about Bob Gilbertson or any of the other discussion we have to have, but when there's somebody who's just totally disrupting...
No, our attorney should be on the phone to him.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Exactly.
Cease and desist.
Exactly.
We'll see you in court.
Precisely.
Okay?
Yep.
That makes sense, because if he had called one time...
Or even a couple of times.
Yeah, that would be it, but now
with the taunting, mocking calls and with this kind of juvenile stuff in the mail and with all the, with threats and with foolishness.
And as a lawyer,
if
he claims he's a lawyer, and if he is a lawyer, the only thing a lawyer understands is another lawyer.
Yeah.
Or
a good
judge.
lawsuit. Yeah.
So that you're right. But I'll come in at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Great. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
And maybe I'll be here for part of it and be out for part and come back.
No,
and
don't do that too. Just
do a
because I'm going to
play-by-play on the air. No, I'm just saying I might have to be out of here part of the time. And then I'll come back, give you a play-by-play, and we'll play Old Lang Syne and all that other good stuff. Who knows what's going to happen, but as we have discussed, I don't think I'm going to miss too many meals. Okay, we're out of time here on a Monday, and again, Friday, Saturday, Monday, this is 3 shows wasted from my standpoint, just totally wasted with a lot of garbage, with a lot of mung.
I had a lot of fun Saturday, though, playing the cart rack before it's taken out of here.
Yeah. Well, you better play them quick today. Today is definitely the day. If you got any left that you didn't get in on Saturday, I would do it today. Because after a trip to Oklahoma City, you know who will probably be even more right-wing than usual, you know, coming from Oklahoma City. And after he looks at the books over in that place, it's really going to be exciting. Okay, that's going to do it. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful life. And don't forget, if I don't show up here, all my radio friends, just call Tom Jicka at the Miami News, Linda Thornton at the Herald, and don't call us, we'll call you.